They started this back in 1893. And a matchup of old rivals. More memories will be made here today.
I'm gonna bring the fire. Gonna claim my victory.
There is the snap, the kick.
A team's on the
Pippen has won the ball game.
touchdown, Derrick Henry. Gonna make some history.
Bryce laid a dime into his hands.
While we scream, roll tide.
Bryce Young rips it to the end zone.
Touchdown. Gonna claim my victory.
Bryce Young doing it all.
This game gets folks in this state stirred up.
You guys ready? It's gonna be a fight. I'm gonna bring the fire. Gonna claim my victory.
Give the ball up and over and in.
Stand tall with my people.
Hudson Kirkin.
Gonna make some history.
Davis made an answered prayer.
While we scream, roll eagle.
Bixby, a ridiculous effort. Touchdown, Auburn!
Gonna claim my victory.
When you play this game, there's nothing like it, nothing like it, nothing like it, nothing like it. One more time. Auburn and Alabama. And when it was started in Birmingham in that 1893 on the corner of 32nd and Claremont at Lakeview Park, there wasn't 88,000 people there. There will be today as the Home Depot SEC on CBS brings us to the Plains, Jordan-Hare Stadium, Auburn, Alabama. The hometown Tigers getting ready to welcome, if you want to say welcome, their arch rivals, the third-ranked Crimson Tide of Alabama. Oh, what a feeling it is. Welcome, everybody. We had Thanksgiving Thursday. We had Black Friday. We got Iron Saturday, partner. Brad Nussler with Gary Danielson and Jamie Erdahl. We've done a lot of these. We've seen a lot of strange things. And it hasn't been kind, really, to Nick Saban teams, be it at LSU or at Alabama. So we'll see what happens today.
No, for as great as Alabama's run has been with Nick, this has been a house of horrors here. It started 3 out of the last 4, but it started in 2013. It was the kick 6, and I can remember Vern calling it. Remember that, Ness?
Chris Davis. There are no flags.
It's exactly what it was, the kick 6 game. And then in 2017, it was the jump 6 with Kerryon Johnson. And then in 2019, Mac Jones, remember, it was a pair of pick 6s. This place has been tough, but today, if Alabama's going to do it, it's a really good Alabama team against this place.
That's right, against this place. And this place is going to be noisy, as it already is, for the quarterback for Alabama, but he's been special.
You know, we knew that Bryce Young was going to be a special quarterback, but he's really exceeded my expectations. When you call plays for Alabama, it's hard to take the football out of this guy's hands. He's like a point guard, quarterback, almost a head coach on the field. He does it all for this football team, having a brilliant season for a team position to make a run at the playoffs.
And the playoffs would be indeed against Georgia in the college football playoff if they beat Georgia in the SEC title game. But first things first today. Normally we're talking about Bo Nix when we're talking about Auburn. He's out with a broken ankle, and so T.J. Finley takes center stage.
Yes, T.J.'s a lot different quarterback than Bo Nix. Bo could move with his feet, give pressure to this Alabama defense, but T.J. has started and played against Alabama at LSU. He's a gunslinger. He's going to throw it from the pocket. He's very confident. We talked to him, but you know, we kind of dwell on these quarterbacks and passing game, but everybody I talk to in this league says if you're going to beat Alabama, you better be ready to play physical football. I think that's the story of the game.
Ryan Harsin said that about 5 times to us yesterday, and then he said, guys, it's your shot. It's your moment in this game. That shot and that moment is just minutes away. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by GFC, DirecTV Stream, Wheels Up, and by Voya. Just about set for the 86th Iron Bowl here at Auburn. And a guy that would give anything to be playing in this game will not be. And we talked about it. Bo Nix, he's with Jamie on the sideline.
Bo, you had surgery last week. We wanted to ask you, how are you feeling and what have you been told about your recovery time?
Yes, ma'am, I'm doing great, and I did have surgery last Monday after the Mississippi State game, and looking good, like it's going to recover well. Great doctors, great physicians, all that are taking care of me, and it shouldn't be too long until I'm back getting going and running around again.
You've played in this game, you've won in this game. How did you help TJ Finley prepare this week?
Well, you know, you just got to kind of stay in the moment and not let it get too big for you at the beginning. Everybody's first one, you can kind of let it get super hype, but you just got to settle down and continue to play 4 quarters.
Do you have one more Iron Bowl in you next year?
Well, we'll see. We're going to enjoy this one today and then hopefully recover soon, and then I'll make that decision later.
Thank you, Bo.
Thank you so much.
A little less pressure for Bo today. The fans are riled up. Alabama won the toss and deferred, so Auburn and TJ Finley will get their hands on the football first. Alabama with a 10-game lead in the series. Home teams won the last 5. It's beautiful out here on the plains. A perfect day. Will Reichard has got it teed up. Jarquez Hunter back deep for Auburn. The Tide 10-1, wanting to go Atlanta with just that one blemish, because if you haven't heard, Ohio State lost today, so Alabama has a possibility to move up to number 2 in the college football rankings. Hunter got hit hard as he hit the 20-yard line and keeps on going. Got it out to the 25. That's where the Tigers will go to work. We take a look at our lineups presented by Papa John's with a flag down. He'll bring out TJ Finley. Transferred from LSU, and as Gary said, played against Alabama. We asked him, does that help you? At least you've seen these guys. He's absolutely. He's just playing with different stripes on his uniform for the Tigers. This group of Tigers. He was a 500 thrower for 144 yards last year.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 25 of the receiving team. This penalty's half the distance to the goal.
That won't help the cause for Auburn.
As Bo Nix said, you know, you got to just kind of let the game come to you a little bit. You can play with emotions, but you can't play emotionally. And that's exactly what happened in there. I don't know if it was worth 15 yards, it seems like, but, you know.
So Newton picks up
the officials did.
Foul, and that means the Tigers start in a hole.
Maybe we could go down to Bo Nix for a comment.
It's the only thing we didn't ask him about. We'll kind of leave that one alone. And Tank Bigsby on the carry as we set the offense. Kobe Hudson, having him back, gives TJ Finley another weapon. He didn't play a week ago. Comes in leading Auburn in receptions with 37. At the 14. Second down and 9. And nowhere to go for Bigsby. Against the Alabama defense. To'o in on the tackle, and he's part of the group. Along with Tim Smith, who's playing the nose tackle as a starter today, where DJ Dale is probably going to play but not going to start. And you see the rest of the group, the linebacker core of the secondary. Alabama comes in 5th in the country against the rush, and you just saw that on that carry by Bigsby, and it forces a 3rd down and 8. Finley's first throw, maybe. Nope. Will Anderson there, close to a safety. Another sack for number 31.
And the stunt that everybody's seen over and over again, they just come and wheel him inside. Starts outside and then comes right over the center. Auburn probably practiced it 50 times this week. It's a backdoor tight outside linebacker coming around, and a sack on the first pass play.
14.5 on the year for number 31, at a tough spot for Chapman, the punter. His back foot just about on the back line. Slade Bolden's camping under it with a fair catch call and taken around the 48-yard line. So already Alabama's in a short field courtesy of the sack by Anderson.
So again, you start emotionally and you get a penalty and a sack on the first drive and give Alabama that type of field position. Not a good way to start this game for Auburn.
Absolutely not. Papa John's starting lineup. It all starts with Bryce Young. Number 9, sensational season. We watched him last week with 559 yards and 5 touchdowns passing. Here's the rest of the group that joins him, led by a tight end offensive lineman guy that doesn't get a lot of credit, Kendall Randolph. He really helps in the run game when he's in there. Jamison Williams in motion on a bootleg throw in the turf, and lot to the intended receiver, but good pressure by the Auburn defense, led by T.D. Moultrie, part of the defensive front. Roger McCreary will be a busy guy today at corner, one of the best in the SEC, but covering John Mechie and Jamison Williams is a full-time job. Second down and 10 at the 48. Brian Robinson, no gain. Nice job by Derek Hall.
There's no mystery here. When you talk to Derek Mason, defensive coordinator for Auburn, he knows they've got to get in the backfield. Tackles for loss, pressure the quarterback. No more 3-man rush like Arkansas last week. They're going to come after this Alabama offense.
Auburn is second in the SEC in tackles for loss. No gain on that one. Third down and long. Young's got to get rid of it. Threw it into some traffic, incomplete, intended for Williams. So 3 and out, Alabama.
The word was, let's make number 9 uncomfortable. Okay, doesn't always have to be a sack, but watch how he has to drift. Make him uncomfortable. Don't let him set his feet, and that's exactly what that Auburn defensive pass rush did.
And a little bit of jersey back there on Jamison Williams by McCreary. No penalty. And so Burnup will punt. Javarius Johnson waits on the other end for Auburn. Lets it go, and it's going to be down around the 2 by Jamison Williams. Alabama playing their starting wideouts on punt coverage, and it paid off right there. So number 1 didn't get an opportunity to catch that pass because he was held. Well, he held onto that one inside the 2.
Watch.
Now Auburn, after a nice punt by Alabama, buried in their own end zone again. TJ Finley will line up in the end zone as Jamison Williams down it at the 2. Tank Bigsby. Anderson's got him wrapped up along with Mathis.
I got the feeling here as this Alabama defense has kind of heard the critics, as they dropped Alabama down from 2 to 3 in the show. It was, we're not really impressed with this Alabama defense. I think maybe the message has been given to this Alabama. When have you ever heard that we move Alabama down because of their defense in the Nick Saban era?
The 35 points Arkansas got last week in the game we did, I guess, is what did it.
Bet it's been a good week of practice for those guys.
Second down and 9. TJ Finley hands it off to Bigsby again. Tank with a little bit of steam this time. Got it out to the 10, where it'll be 3rd down and short.
When I talked to Mike Bogle, the offensive coordinator for Auburn, I said, I think you need 28 runs from Bigsby, and I'd like about 16 of them, if you're going to be successful, has to be successful against this Auburn defense. And that means, like, if it's 2nd and 10, you got to get more than 5. That was a successful run right there.
Tank coming off his 2nd best performance ever at 164 yards in their loss last week. 3rd down and 2. He'll get it again, and he's not going to get it. Swarmed under To'o, Anderson and company, and Tim Smith in the middle.
Late flag, and it looks like it's on Alabama. Late face mask call.
Right, well,
yeah, right in the kind
side
of
it,
ear hole and face mask at the same time.
Alex Moore with the call.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 15. penalties, 15 yards.
They had him stopped. That's a costly penalty because they would have forced another punt from deep in their own territory.
Yeah, that's it. As you mentioned, Tim Smith in there right in the middle of it, the nose tackle. Only one player all year, T.J. Price from LSU, has gained over 100 yards against this Bama defense. Sometimes you get caught in all the passing yards, and there's been a lot.
Yep.
But the Bama defense is still stopping the run this year.
So now a little breathing room for the Tigers from the 26. Finley over the middle, complete. Short gain. Caught by Demetrius Robertson.
So T.J. Finley is not Bo Nix. We talked about that in the opening. He's not going to run all around, do those spinoramas and run one way and back the other.
17-second
yeah,
scrambles.
exactly. So he has to throw in rhythm. The offense is going to give him easy throws, first throw. If the first guy's open for 5 yards, take it. Don't wait for the big bomb every play. Move the chains with first down throws.
On 2nd and 5, it's Bigsby trying to get to the edge. Forget about it. Brian Branch drops him for a loss.
And Brian Branch is emerging more and more in this defense for Alabama. Physical football player. He's playing a lot, and he's getting there in the bounce out. That's what this defense does. When they're playing well, they bounce it out to those safeties.
Pete Golding told us, a defensive coordinator, he's so instinctive, and he's one of our better blitzers. And that time, he knew exactly where that play was heading.
Remember the last 3rd and long? I'm sure TJ remembers.
Avarius Johnson was the motion man. He sets up on the right. Finley goes that way and got it to him. Good for a first down.
When we talk about rhythm, that's what you're looking for. Pitch, catch, get it out of your hands quickly and force that Alabama pass rush to get a little bit frustrated. Maybe I can get free, but don't hold on to the ball.
Jarquez Hunter in the lineup in the backfield for Auburn for the first time. Freshman has had a great year so far. Finley, plenty of time, now running out of it. Throws on the run and almost caught by Johnson. Popped out of there by DeMarcus Helms.
Nice movement in the pocket, buying a little foot time for your receivers to get down there. Decent protection. Move around, find it, and you're saying exactly right. Helms was close enough to get his hand in on that play.
So 2nd down and 10. Eighth play of the drive that started way back at the 2-yard line, and they're still only out to the 36. Hunter got about a yard. That's it. Christian Harris, the first guy there.
But you can really feel this Alabama front 7 or 6, whatever it is, with the spread out formations. The 4 down linemen, the 2 inside linebackers are figuring that Auburn's going to try to run the ball right up the middle. Without Bo Nix, they're playing it tight and forcing that run to bounce outside. I don't think they fear, obviously, that quarterback keeper to the outside that Bo would have brought.
LeBron Reyes had so many injury problems through his career and hadn't played much until last week in on that stop. That helps on their defensive front. That's not as deep as it normally is year in and year out. This throw, wow, I don't know how he tucked it between those two guys, but he got it to Shedrick Jackson. Oh.
I don't think he caught it. You know who dropped there? Will Anderson, number 31. I think that surprised the throw. There he is. Instead of rushing the quarterback, he's back there in coverage. Did he get it or not?
Yeah, he got it. For a second there, one of the officials was saying,
yeah,
oh, good, but he kept it, tucked it into his lower half.
How about that? You're getting ready to throw the football, and 31's out there when you're ready to throw it.
Now he's in his track stance. 31, that is. Anderson, after that first down throw, out to the 46. Bigsby.
Nothing inside. Nothing.
And Anderson is there again.
Even though that running game is not working, Mike Bogo knows he needs to keep pounding the ball. He can't put pressure and make this a passing game. We talked to him yesterday. He said, I know they're not all going to be clean, but we got to continue to pound the ball.
Two tight ends set right now, even though they're split out wide, and Schenker and Fromm. On 2nd down and 10, Will Anderson is not in the lineup. He asked for a play off. Down the middle, complete. No, in and out of the hands. Incomplete. Kobe Hudson took a big hit.
I think it was DeMarcus Helms again, number 2. Got the matchup against the linebacker, get inside, and yes, it was DeMarcus Helms coming up. So he's got 2 really PBUs, passes broken up, one with his hands and one with his shoulders and forearms.
DeMarco entered as a reserve last year in this game and ended up with 7 tackles. And he's a starter now, and he's made some big plays. But the Auburn drive keeps going if they can pick up 10 on 3rd down. To'oto'o thinking about a blitz for Alabama. He backs out of it. Finley scans the field, rockets one down the middle, but it's incomplete. And Auburn looking for a flag, and they're not going to get one.
Josh Jobe with a good job that time in coverage. A little concerned that a bit of a turf toe. Got taken out of the game last week when he struggled a bit against Arkansas, but perfect coverage on that play.
Well, at least Auburn's going to flip the field here. They started way back at their 2-yard line. If they get a good punt here,
yeah,
it might be Alabama maybe inside their 15.
Yeah, to winning field position and taking time off the clock.
Chapman to punt. Slade Bolden shades his eyes back there as a high wobbly kick. He stares into that sun and makes the catch right about at the 15-yard line. So a pretty good drive just to change the field position here with 6:17 remaining in a scoreless first quarter at Jordan-Hare. Get nonstop sports news, expert picks, and the biggest highlights on CBS Sports HQ, the free 24/7 Sports News Network. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. You can join Gary, joining the HQ team when our game is done today. Alabama last week, high-powered, yes indeed. 559 yards and 5 touchdown passes, tying his own school record, and it was a school record in yardage. These 2 guys were a big reason, Jamison Williams and John Mechie.
I mean, we saw it. We were there. We saw a replay, and we still were surprised by the number.
We were. We kind of got together afterwards and said, wow, those guys had that many yards and that many catches. Not so much today so far for Alabama. Their first drive, 3 plays, no yards. They start at the 15. That's Slade Bolden in motion. Young pressured again. Down he goes. Back at the 6-yard line.
So the adjustment that Auburn has made, they know that Alabama is struggling at right tackle. So they put T.D. Moultrie, their best pass rusher, right over him. That's where they got him. You get pressure, he gets inside, and then he eventually runs right in there for the sack.
He almost got him on the last drive. He got him that time.
That's right, on 3rd and long, he got him. So look, that matchup, they like that matchup to right there. That's where they've placed him.
Young trying to go the other way and has it batted down. Zacoby McClain. And a fired up Auburn crowd. It's 3rd down and 18.
Not even a chance for Evan Neal to make the block. Interesting matchup there. You're almost bringing a spy player against Alabama's best blocker.
Zacoby McClain almost intercepted that thing. Bryce Young is 0 for 3 to start the game. He's in his own end zone. Now fires late and got it. Jamison Williams, and just like that, a big play out to the 41-yard line.
When you talk to coaches, they say Bryce Young's almost more dangerous when he comes out of the pocket. You flush him, he moves up. That just allows those receivers to get their depth and pressure those safeties. Right there again by Bryce.
34-yard pickup. Alabama 1st down. Quick throw. The slant is incomplete, intended for Bolden, a little bit too far in front of him. Bryce Young, the last 2 games, those numbers are just incredible.
You know, and you figure, okay, you know, should Alabama establish a run, you know? Well, then you look at what Mississippi State did when they threw for 415 yards, and you go, maybe not.
Maybe not. Blitz coming. Young throws complete on the run as Williams. He's about a yard shy of the first down as he got it to midfield. His second catch in this drive. And it was McCreary covering it.
The more you throw, the more you can throw under rhythm and kind of frustrate that pass rush. You know, 3rd and long, they got their ears nailed back. But you throw more, it's tougher to pass rush when you know that ball's coming out quick.
He moves Brian Robinson to his left. Let's see if he's the guy on 3rd down and a yard. He is, and he won't get it. Robinson goes down, a loss of a yard.
Penetration. That's what it's all about. Beat those blocks. Get inside. Get in there. You don't really have to make the tackle. You just got to make a pile for that back to take a step outside. And you know this Alabama offense, they were 57% on 3rd down conversions. That's the best in the country. 2 stops already by this Auburn defense on 3rd down.
Burnip had a really nice punt last time that was down at the 2-yard line. Unless he gets all of this, he won't get it that far. And it's an end-over-end punt. Fair catch called for and taken around the 12 by Javarius Johnson. So the battle in the Iron Bowl. Hard hitting. No scoring. First quarter.
The best thing.
Tomorrow, Queen Latifah returns in The Equalizer, a show that critics are calling fresh and reinvigorating. Don't miss a new episode of The Equalizer tomorrow at a special time here on CBS. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jamie Erdahl, and our CBS crew with you here at the Flames. Want to do Project Smarter, presented by the Home Depot. You do something smart, you get guys like the great Derek Thomas and Will Anderson to come here and play football. Derek Thomas, the numbers are just incredible. The number of sacks he had, a great All-American, Butkus winner, and number 31 is starting to be compared to him. And man, you get compared to a guy like that, that's something special.
There may never be another Derek Thomas,
right.
Just to get compared to him is an honor.
From the 12-yard line, little end around, and down goes Johnson. Brian Ray on the top, on the stop. Derek Thomas, there's the numbers I was talking about. 52 sacks, he had 27 in 1 year. And here's Will Anderson, already has a sack in this game. And leading the country in that capacity.
Story of this game so far is Auburn can't find any running game.
No.
That's the story for the Auburn offense. Nothing running. That puts pressure on that quarterback in that pocket. They'll zero in on it now.
Kobe Hudson in motion, settles in on the left side as Finley goes. Oh, what a catch out at the 30-yard line by Schenker.
Now that's a tight end.
Whew, that's a tight throw.
He's in the H-back position. Really good coverage, perfect pass, and a better catch, because I'll tell you that play, Brian Branch is all over it. You can't play any better. We talk about 50-50 balls. That was about a 10% chance to catch that one, and he came up with it.
John Samuel Schenker, one of the seniors playing their final game here at Jordan-Hare, with a great grab out at the 30. First down, Tank Bigsby off the right side. Got about a yard. Christian Harris was waiting for him.
Yeah, that's the 8th rush attempt so far in the first quarter by Bigsby. What has he got, 9 yards maybe? They're bottling him up. You know, they thought that if you could get half his rush attempts to be 4 yards or more, they'd be happy. He's only got 1 rush attempt for more than 4 yards.
All the yards are hard to come by, as you saw that graphic for both teams. Not much offense either way. Blitz coming off the corner. Finley throws too high, incomplete on a slant to Hudson. That'll bring up 3rd and long. Jordan Battle made the play and brings up a third down for Auburn.
Yeah, good coverage that time. These Alabama defensive backs are feeling kind of what we've been talking about, that TJ wants to get that ball out of his hands quickly, and they're kind of squatting on these throws right now. The slants are tough to get. Everything has been really tight coverage. Hard to go deep on third down, but sooner or later they got to loosen that Alabama secondary up.
Sean Shivers in the backfield with Finley. He's a good pass receiver out of the backfield. Finley has to scramble around. He might run now. He will. He's not going to get the first down, though.
Yeah, that's good defense by Alabama. Flush out the quarterback. He's not one of those quarterbacks that you mind rushing fast. If you rush fast and he goes out, okay, we'll just chase him down, get him out of the pocket, and play good defense on third down. That's a win.
And that'll force a punt. Auburn's set up in a different formation, and Alabama was playing safe there for a second before Chapman backpedaled and gets his protectors in front of him. Oh, this one off the side of his foot. Well, that was one of those Ozzie punts, and that one went down under, like way over here.
Tricky, but ineffective.
That's what his coach is telling him right now. Take that one back down under with you.
More stats? Just ask Siri, who leads college football in passing touchdowns.
Back at Jordan-Hare Stadium, unique shots of today's game provided by the Home Depot. Packed house here at Auburn. No score, late first quarter. Alabama will work from the 30. Brian Robinson, little delay, got about 3. That's it.
Well, we talked about Will Anderson on one side of the field making the plays. Well, Auburn's got a guy making plays too. His number's 99. The veteran edge rusher, finally healthy, has made an impact so far for this Auburn defense.
He might be coming right here too on 2nd down and 7. Young's going to flare it out. John Mechie got the corner and close to the first down. A little bit short, I think. Zion Puckett made the tackle.
Kind of laughing when I talked to Derek Mason. I said, "You're going to do any 3-man rushing?" Big smile. No, we're not.
No, we're not. That does not work.
That does not work against this guy. We're going to take away his space.
Whistle before the play and a timeout taken by Auburn. With 9 seconds remaining. With the timeout, we'll take it as well. 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Tide when we come back. Friday at 7 Eastern, the Conference USA Championship kicks off with the UTSA Roadrunners taking on the winner of today's Western Kentucky Marshall game. See who goes home with a conference title. That's Friday on CBS Sports Network. 3rd down and less than a yard for Alabama. Brian Robinson. Man, I don't know if he got there. It's really close. The linesman came in, and I think if his foot is where the ball is going to be, it's going to be short.
Bounced it, penetration inside again. This time Alabama had an extra offensive lineman in there. They did not get it. 2 short yardage plays by this Tiger defense.
And a scoreless first quarter at Auburn. And Home Depot SEC on CBS heads into quarter number 2. Good stop by the Auburn Tiger defense. So on 4th down and less than a yard, Burnham set to punt. Fair catch will be taken at about the 25-yard line.
That's good sequence here for Auburn. A smart timeout. Why did Auburn call timeout? They would have had 12 men on the field. Nick was upset because they were trying to go fast and catch Auburn there. But then on 4th down, on 3rd down, they get the stop on the play.
So here we are early early second quarter. You know how I keep a running total of all the big plays per quarter?
Got nothing.
Nothing right there.
That's about it. I think the good news for Alabama is they stopped the run game for Auburn. That'll pay off. Good news for Auburn, pressure on Bryce Young. Both teams have accomplished something, even though it's not on Ness's note.
First down for the Tigers. Finley off play action out in the flat, complete to Hunter. Got a yard maybe. To'o, the linebacker there to make the hit.
Hunter thought he was going to get hit just as he caught it. He caught it and just went, I'm not going to let go of this ball. And as you said, that's not enough. You're going to throw on first down. That's one of those designed easy throws on first down, but defended well again by this Alabama defense.
Tank Bigsby back in now at the tailback spot. That Schenker, the tight end, was in motion. Javarius Johnson going the other way. They're going to flip it out to him. They want to get it to him in space, and they did. And a late flag comes in. Battle's going to be called for a late hit, I think.
Maybe. Was it holding before the late hit?
And he's saying that.
That's what I thought.
Holding. Offense number 11. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
So that negates a good gain.
Right side of your screen. Yeah. Nice call there. That was holding.
Shedrick Jackson with the holding call, number 11.
Yeah, both looks he was holding.
He was. Same flag.
It's still only 10 yards.
That's
you
right.
can throw it as many times as you want.
Brings up second down and long.
Yeah, and that brings number 31 in the game. But for Alabama's defense, who beside Will Anderson is going to get you a pass rush?
Fedarian Mathis, maybe. Finley. Nice throw and catch out across the 30, and that is to Shedrick Jackson. Josh Jobe was there to bring him down.
I think the thing that stands out to me when I watch this Auburn tape is they really don't have that wide receiver that is a mismatch at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the Alabama corners are just clamping on everything. I just don't feel any fear from the corners for Alabama. Now, Armour Davis hasn't played all game. It's Kinchey, number 1 in there, the true freshman at corner, but so far he hasn't even been attacked.
With the exception of Javarius Johnson, all the Auburn receivers are about 13.5 yards to catch, those kind of guys.
And nobody's real tall, 50-50 balls.
3rd and 4. Finley gonna go down. Tried to get out of there and couldn't. Dallas Turner was there, so was Fedarian Mathis.
So TJ Finley did what he was told to do. Ride up in the pocket. If it's not there, don't be going wide. But the Bama pass rush got enough pressure inside. 31 standing in front of you, and then you get tackled from behind by Dallas Turner. Good pass rush. I said, who else? That time it was Turner.
Turner getting better in that capacity. The freshman every week. That's his 4th sack of the year. Forcing another punt from Chapman. High end over end kick. Bolden fields it just inside the 30. So back to the Alabama offense we go. 12 minutes, 18 seconds remaining first half. Alabama's defense does its job. The offense is up next. All green on their home turf. So far, Alabama's been punting, and that's about it. Jamison Williams in motion. All the receivers in tight. Bryce Young doesn't have a big play yet today. Nice play defensively by Roger McCreary. Told you he'd be busy today trying to stay with Williams and Mechie and company. A nice play there.
When we talked to Roger, veteran football player, going to be an NFL corner. He said, I've got a plan for Mechie and I've got a plan for Williams. I said, you want to tell us? No.
Not really.
Okay. I said, we'll watch.
And he's doing a good job of it so far. First time in 5 years Alabama's gone without a touchdown in the first quarter in a couple of games. This time they get the first down, and it's that Mechie matchup with this time on the other side.
All the way. Bryce Young knew where this ball was going all the way. A lot of space. Roger McCreary's going to run right by it. He knew it was man-to-man coverage because McCreary ran with the motion. So he had the slot in his mind. When Bryce Young knows where the ball's going before the snap, he's really good.
Yep.
Really good when he doesn't know sometimes, too.
Got a first down at the 40.
Alabama, no run game, only one positive rush the whole game.
And so they'll throw again, and he's going to air it out. Down the sideline, going to be an interference call on McCreary, I think. Jamison Williams is saying, are you kidding me?
I think so.
I guess not.
Love the way McCreary fought back on this play. He was beat at the line of scrimmage. He knows he's going against speed. He reaches out and grabs, and Ness would have thrown his flag. I would have thrown my flag.
I threw mine from up here.
I think I would have.
But they didn't throw one down there.
I wonder if the ball was... How can you miss that sometimes, right? Happens fast, I guess.
Brian Robinson will flare out now as the receiver.
This was the formation that gave Arkansas so much trouble, putting Brian Robinson out wide.
And Alabama's got to take a timeout before the clock expired. Not a happy coach on the Alabama sideline. Timeout.
CBS News.
Connection presented by T-Mobile. Let's check in with Jamie.
A four-sport athlete in high school. Now he's a cornerback for Auburn on Saturdays. Roger McCreary, one of 32 seniors honored here today, has this wonderful connection with his mother, Felicia James. She stayed home today, let other family members honor him on senior day. But his mother, Felicia, is really the true athlete in the family. Her nickname growing up was the Icebox. And that's not just because she was athletic. She played Little League football. Her family members told me that she was a linebacker when she played Little League football. She drove Roger to every one of his practices growing up, and those two have a wonderful connection as he is honored here today in his career at Auburn.
One of the seniors honored today said he grew up an Alabama fan. Not anymore.
Man-to-man indicator, linebacker out with Brian Robinson.
Young flushed out of the pocket and down before he could get back to the line of scrimmage. And it's Colby Wooden.
So the pass rush of Auburn has been a difference in this game. Alabama can't run and pressure again. This time by 29 Derek Hall that does it and forces Bryce Young up in the pocket. That right tackle spot for Alabama,
the sore spot,
continues to be the sore spot.
Third down and 12. Alabama is great on third and long, but this is a long one, and it's getting longer by the minute. Young still keeps his eyes downfield, but he can't find anywhere to go, and he's shoved out of bounds and into the Auburn bench. And now we got a little something going on the sideline.
Well, if you're a quarterback and you've got Evan Neal protecting you, you feel pretty good. He's just standing there and staring, and if you're the quarterback, just run to your sideline. Again, pressure forces Bryce Young out of the pocket. Inside pressure this time from Pegues, number 89.
And all that did, that dust up on the sideline, is totally incite this crowd.
Nice job of the officials not calling anything there. It's a rivalry game, two teams into the football game.
There was the shove, and then Young goes right into one of the guys on the sideline and hits the deck and doesn't have a good landing over there either. I think Nick Saban was checking on him to make sure it was all right. He almost did a splits over there on the sideline. Their catch taken at the 26-yard line by Javarius Johnson. So 10:28 remaining in the first half. We don't have a score, but we're mixing it up at Jordan Hare. Well, this is the 86th edition of two teams that aren't crazy about each other.
Started off on the kickoff to start the football game. And
yeah, that one drew a flag. This one didn't. Well, as Harry said, when you got maybe the best tackle in football.
And the biggest. And then, you know, the long history of this game, there's been a lot of tailbacks and running backs. Not today. And there's 5 sacks in the game that affected a little bit, but really, both teams can't run the ball.
Under center is Finley. Throws on the run. Caught and a flag.
I actually thought that Jordan Battle got there a little early that time.
There's 2 flags down. Is it just early or is
I
no,
think
it's
he
not
got
targeting.
There. He got there early. I don't think it's targeting. He was running through the ball, running through the player.
The penalty places the ball at the spot of the foul, and it proves an automatic first down.
Yeah.
Well, they get it right there where it was almost caught in the first place by Cedric Jackson.
Good call. You know, they first down, haven't been able to successfully. Another one of those easy throws for your quarterback on the bootleg. And I got to say that's not a bad play by Battle right there. Going through the ball, got there, what, half a second?
If that, yep. Schenker, the tight end, in a slot to the left, has got one of their biggest plays so far today. One of the only big plays so far. And timeout taken by Auburn. Didn't like the looks of something.
Second charge, timeout of the half.
And they have only one timeout remaining. 10:22 remaining. First half of the Iron Bowl. No score.
Our Fairbanks.
Both with big pay raises and extensions this week.
Got a feeling more is coming, too. Dave Clausen got one.
Here's a quarterback comparison so far. That is not Bryce Young's normal type of numbers.
Yeah, but if you're Auburn, though, and I think it's a reason that Brian Harsin called the timeout. Obviously, they weren't in the right formation for that play, but he has the feeling that sooner or later, you know, how long can this defense pitch a shutout against that guy?
Yeah.
So I think he feels right now, with this field position, we got to create some points here.
Now they've got those 2 receivers to each side look, except Johnson comes back in motion the other way. Up the middle with Tank Bigsby for about 3. Tank, who's closing in on a 1,000-yard season.
Yeah, and in this game for Tank, that's a long run. He's winded after that 3.5-yard run.
3.5. Coming off a 164-yard game on 22 carries last week against South Carolina. Finley short over the middle, dropped by Hudson. Third down and long.
If you're going to win these big games, you got to throw accurately with those short passes. The coach gives you an easy completion, and you got to get that ball in front of that guy. That short of a time, the receiver does not have time to adjust it. It's got to be on target. That's got to be frustrating to a former quarterback, Brian Harsin, right there.
His first year after being the head coach at Boise State. His first Iron Bowl. Third down and 7. Finley getting happy feet. Almost got sacked. He got rid of it, but it's incomplete.
That's exactly right. You know, the protection was pretty good, and he's felt the prior sacks and the prior pressure forced this one. He needed to hang in there, had a receiver coming wide open that time in Jackson, and that's a play, you know, 2 plays your quarterback's got to make to beat a good Alabama football team. You got to make those plays.
Our 9th punt of the game coming up. Oscar Chapman. Got a good one here.
Oh, it skipped in.
Did it make it in?
Yes,
it did.
I think it did.
Just inside the pylon, a touchback.
You would have thought the angle would have got it out, but that's the look right there.
It's like, wow, I had a 30-yarder early and the coach didn't like it. I got all of this one from my AT&T 5G pylon cam, but right after that, it bounced into the end zone.
Turned a little bit left, straight in.
Well, while we've got the offense coming out, we'll test your knowledge with our trivia question, which is, who's the last Alabama-born quarterback to start for the Tide in the Iron Bowl? This guy is from California, so we know it's not Bryce Young. On the RPO, whoa, he threw it right in the 8 of Mechie, and he dropped it.
This is an RPO. You fake it. Running back thinks he's going to get it. Offensive line thinks he's going to get it. Mechie knows he's going to get it, but doesn't.
Don't see that happen very often from John Mechie. 2nd down and 10. Young. Deep ball on the sideline and intended for Jamison Williams. McCreary's there guarding him. Incomplete.
Well, one of the messages that the defensive backs have gotten in this game is the officials are going to let them play. Play man-to-man coverage. They're going to let you get physical, and McCreary all over it that time. Maybe he'll tell us after the game what his technique is. Whatever it is, it's working so far.
It is. 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, and the best in the country right now is 1 for 5, as you see.
Latu gets in closer to try to help in pass protection. Play clock down. Will they get it off? He's going to go deep on the sideline, just over the outstretched arms of Mechie. Just about didn't get that play off.
Remember, that's not the game clock, and everyone who's followed this series knows that 1 second or 0 seconds on the game clock means a lot, but the play clock, the official has to look up. He sees 0, he has to look down, the ball's on the ground, he calls it. That time, just enough time to get the snap off, but not the completion.
Here comes punt number 10. Oh, and it's partially blocked and picked up on the run, and then a big hit out of bounds by Jamison Williams, and here come the flags, and here comes the mayhem on the sideline again.
And the question for Jamison Williams is the targeting. That's the question.
Remember, he downed the ball at the 2-yard line on 1 punt, and now down there on punt coverage again, made a mistake.
Now, I don't know if it was called targeting or not. The flag came in that direction, but it was a vicious hit by Jamison Williams. Yes, helmet to helmet.
Looked like the crown of the helmet to the side of the helmet from that.
But one of the questions always is, when you have your great players on special teams, are you worried about getting them injured? No, we're not. But this time, you're worried about, is it targeting?
Yeah, remember, they lost Jalen Waddle on a kickoff return to a leg injury. There's another look.
Well, in my mind, there's no doubt that his helmet hit him.
Gene Steratore is our rules official, part of our crew. Gene, what are you seeing?
Because this is a runner.
Targeting.
I agree with the original call here. This is a runner, so he's not defenseless. But as you have already alluded to, this is a lead. You have to lead, so you're showing the lead of the crown and then attacking and initiating contact with the crown of that helmet. And in this case, I think he meets all of those elements of targeting for that reason.
And if so, it would be the end of the day for number 1. And it looked to be that all of those things were part of that, but Alex Moore.
I mean, you love the aggressiveness. I mean, here's a superstar player playing special teams. Yeah.
Gerald Hodges is our replay official. So between he and Alex Moore, we'll see if we all come up with the same end result. So that would be a weapon lost for the Tide. And it's taken a while. Meanwhile, an animated Nick Saban on the sideline. Excuse me, Gene, go ahead.
you have an opportunity, if you're looking at the defensive player there, to just turn the shoulder a little, right? I mean, you've got to keep that head up a little bit. You can still deliver a very physical blow there and initiate that contact with your shoulder as opposed to your head, because truthfully, the defensive player is putting himself more at risk of an injury because of the compression that direct hit with the crown of his helmet would cause to himself. So you'd like to see him get his shoulder in there and initiate with the shoulder.
Nick Saban did a good job going to talk to the other players.
After review, the ruling of targeting is confirmed. Number 1, Alabama is disqualified for the remainder of the game.
It's a tough one. It's the rules. But Nick right away went to his offensive players on the bench and said, someone's got to step up. Okay? We've got a lot of recruits here, a lot of 4- and 5-star recruits. It's your opportunity now to come in and help the football team.
And that takes away maybe the biggest weapon they have, a Biletnikoff finalist, I should say. That'll put more pressure on Mechie, Latu, and Billingsley, maybe the tight ends. But the day is done for number 1. Meanwhile, first down, Auburn at the 41. P.J. Finley throws it late, got it complete to Bigsby. I thought he was going to throw it.
I thought he was throwing it away too. Another flag.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
Yeah,
offense number 59.
the play took so long.
It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So that takes away the gain.
One of those first down plays you're thinking this is all right, a nothing call, but the Auburn offensive linemen are way downfield. Look at this, blocking their guy. They're about, what, almost 8 yards downfield on the play. I don't even know. I mean, it just didn't seem right, did it?
No.
It was almost, I think half the team thought it was a run.
That backs it up to the 44. Tank Bigsby trying to cut it outside, and he's cut down. Nice open field tackle by Helms.
Boy, you talk about a guy tracking. As soon as the play started, Helms knew, I got that guy. He's going to run it, bounce it outside. He knows what the defense is trying to do, and he wraps up. He doesn't throw. He brings his hands.
That looked like the first time that Bigsby was going to get a little bit of an opening, and it was taken away from him by Helms. Second down and 13. 3 rushing yards for Auburn, none for Alabama. It's almost unbelievable. Finley loads, reloads, too many loads. Dallas Turner's got him for the sack, his second of the day.
Yeah, this was Dallas Turner getting the sack, but credit that secondary that time. He's going to try to throw the wheel route, but there's nothing there. Brian Branch, 14, is the safety. He's in the middle of the throw, had nowhere to go for it. And again, this Alabama defense staying home, doing what you have to do to force it and allow that pass rush to get the sack.
Dallas Turner getting better by the week. Finley, deep sideline, back shoulder, got it to Demetrius Robertson.
What a play. So we started off talking about, does Auburn have that guy, can win those 50-50 balls? So they go to Demetrius Robertson. Double transfer from Cal to Georgia, 6th-year player, and he comes up, uses a veteran move to get inside of Jobe and make a beautiful play.
Pick up a 29.
Yeah, because the coverage was there.
First down at the 15.
Wasn't really even a back shoulder. It was just there.
Hudson, touchdown. We said they'd be happy to have him back after missing last week. Kobe Hudson, they're glad to have him back.
DeMarco Helms has made so many good plays. He's going to be the guy this time that just overruns it. He's coming fast, full speed, and just slips and doesn't make the play.
Ben Patton in for the point after, with Anders Carlson out for the year with a knee injury, and he just tucked that extra point in. First it was Finley on the ball to Demetrius Robertson on his senior day, as Gary said, after playing at 2 other schools. And that TJ Finley, who was at LSU this time a year ago, goes to Kobe Hudson. And finally we got a score, and it's the Tigers by 7. This doesn't mean everything to these guys and this crowd. Only a 39-yard drive, but it followed the targeting call. Got Auburn on the Alabama end of the field, and Finley with a couple of passes and a touchdown. And it's 7-0.
As somebody said a while back, something's got to give, right? Yeah. So it started with the blocked punt, just a hand on the punt, and then as it goes down deep, Jameson Williams, as you just mentioned, gets the targeting. Great field position. Nothing good's happened. 3rd and long, throw it up, 50-50 ball, your guy wins. One more play, just throw an easy little swing pass, no chance for a sack, overruns it, and the sequence, the first break of the game, goes to Auburn.
Let's see if Bryce Young can come up with an answer. With the Alabama offense minus one of their superstars, Jameson Williams, gone for the game. And a whistle stops this one before the snap.
Delayed game.
That's not supposed to happen after a kickoff. Well, most coaches will say it's not supposed to happen ever.
So now championship teams know there's going to be these types of games. You're on the road, things not going well. Offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien says, all right, can't run the ball. We don't have our #1 receiver, Jameson Williams. What do you start dialing up?
Billingsley, the tight end, can be a big weapon at times. He's in a slot to the right, bold and wide. That way, Jacoby Brooks has replaced Jameson Williams. He's down to the bottom of your screen. Young goes short to Mechie. He gets it out to the 29.
Remember what Nick Saban did? When he saw the targeting to his home run hitting receiver, he went right to his offensive bench and said, guys, time for you to step up. Somebody's got to step up here.
On the RPO, Bryce Young's going to head to the sideline, run for a first down. Let's check in with Jamie.
And Gary, in that response, it was Bryce Young and Evan Neal who really took that to heart. Bryce Young is a player on this team that leads by example. Evan Neal took that seriously and became the verbal leader on the sideline. He tried to calm the guys down with his language, and Young tried to calm the guys down with his body language.
That's for sure.
From the 36, play action, Bryce Young's going down. Wow, that was like a rocket from Smoke Monday around the corner.
But that right side pass rush, no matter what happens over there, you know defensive coordinator Derek Mason has circled the right side of Alabama's offense. Whether it's the tackle or a tight end, that time they had an extra lineman in, Kendall Randolph. Brad talked about him in the open. He was in there, and Derek Mason has been attacking that right side of this Alabama offense.
Second sack of the year for Smoke Monday, who came flying around that corner, a loss of 8. Bryce Young trying to be heard with those claps in the Alabama backfield. It's pretty hard with that crowd behind you. Steps up, flares out to the left. Back to the right. He might run it again. He's not crazy about running, but he got about 8.
And we didn't. It's because it's going to come back for holding. When you reverse your field, those linemen off, you know, you're holding okay, and then he goes the opposite direction.
We're blocking the back. Offense, number 74. It's a 2-yard penalty first in the previous spot.
So you're blocking a guy one way, and all of a sudden he turns around and chases your quarterback the other way.
You hit him in the back.
You hit him in the back.
Damian George called for the penalty. Approaching the 5-minute mark. Alabama still scoreless.
I'm sure the Auburn players believed they could win, but now the Auburn fans believe they can win. This place is electric again.
Robinson flares out of the backfield. The throw goes the other way. Mechie trying to break tackles and can't. Getting out there to make the hit is J.J. Pegues.
Started out by McClain, number 9. He makes the first play. He splits it. Comes inside, gets inside of the quick screen, and then Pegues finishes it off.
Guy that was playing tight end last year when we did this game. Third down and a whole bunch.
Auburn still playing man-to-man.
Pressure. Got him again. Down he goes. Derek Hall and Iku Leota.
Remember, Texas A&M gave them problems with the rush. LSU gave them problems with the rush. And now Auburn giving them problems with that pass rush.
Ooh. Bryce Young is feeling the heat. And a punt from their own end zone for Burnett. Just got it away. Fair catch taken around the 45. Short field for Auburn.
Just remember, this Alabama football team is leading the country in third down conversions. They're 1 for 7 in this game.
3 times under Nick Saban, Alabama hasn't scored in a half. The last time was a championship game against Georgia. We know what happened in that one. And they're 3:27 away from being shut out right here. Brian Robinson frustrated on the sideline. No ground attack at all, really, for either team. But for a guy that's used to 100-yard games,
I mean,
he's showing the feelings over there on the sideline.
To hold this offense to, what, 50 yards in the first half? Holy cow.
If Auburn can do this, what could Georgia do?
Oh, no. Let's not go there yet.
No, I'm just saying.
I know.
Everybody's sitting there going, well, Georgia gave 160 yards to Georgia Tech today, so we got a lot of football left here.
Yeah, right now Alabama's got to worry about this game. But everybody else watching thinking about the next one.
That's right. I didn't mean to go there. I always tell you one game at a time. One game at a time. Actually, you tell me that mostly. Second down and 8. The 43. Bigsby into the middle of the pile for about 3. Tim Smith stands him up and still has a hold of him. Coming up on the Geico halftime report, Adam, Rick, and BJ will bring you a first half analysis and the best highlights from around the country. All coming up on the Geico halftime report in 2.5 minutes.
Well, Auburn has had 33 plays, and they've been balanced, 17 rushes and 16 passes. But the balance in the run game, nothing. Just nothing.
Sean Shivers in there now. The tailback spot for the Tigers. Finley, he'll go down. Fedarian Mathis drops him at midfield.
Another one of those odd plays where quarterback half rolls out, and when you do that, you got to get rid of the ball. You cannot have your offensive line hang there. That's got to be thrown.
You're rolling right into the pressure.
Absolutely. That's another one of those odd calls or odd execution by TJ Finley.
So punting right back to Alabama will be Chapman. Slade Bolden with the fair catch. Takes it inside the 10. So a long ways to go for Alabama. Still have 2 timeouts with 1:23 remaining second quarter. A little bit earlier, we asked you our Aflac trivia question. And it was, who was the last Alabama-born quarterback to start for the Tide in this matchup in the Iron Bowl. Jake Coker from Mobile 6 years ago. Went on to a national championship that year. One of 6 for Nick Saban and 7 overall. But today, the number 3 team in the country has a goose egg up there. Or an eagle egg, as it were.
Jake Coker led him to a national championship, no doubt, but he led that ball right into Derrick Henry's stomach a lot of times.
That's true. That helps. Brian Robinson trying to get to the corner. Got about 4 for number 4. Kobe Wooden made
I'll tell you, Derek Hall that time, the backside defensive end, the play before he gets the sack, this ball's going wide the opposite way, and watch him continue to chase that ball down. That's a tailback. He runs and he runs and he runs, and he is there on the play. Doesn't really make the tackle, but you can feel that guy behind you.
Yeah. Blitz coming. Brian Robinson again. Loss again. Swarming Tigers defense.
Well, when you blitz and it works, you're going to get more of it. You know it as an offense. This time Donovan Kaufman, number 1, is coming off the edge. Strung out wide, and another tackle for loss.
Auburn takes a timeout. They want the ball back. 46 seconds. We'll be back in 30 of those seconds.
I could maybe eat.
So 3rd down and 10 with 46 seconds remaining. And Auburn taking that last time out, hoping to force a punt here and get the ball back in good field position, maybe to try to get more points before the break.
Alabama just run this ball here. That's what I thought.
They do.
Get out of the half.
Brian Robinson trying to get to the first down marker. Got it.
Big first down because it means they don't have to punt the ball backed up.
So the best run of the day for Brian Robinson comes on a 3rd and 10. Almost got face mask.
I thought it was. Kaufman again at the line of scrimmage, almost got one.
How do you play it safe here again, or do you let one rip?
I don't think they play it safe. They trust number 9 with the football.
There comes the rip. Broken up by Roger McCreary. Mechie, the intended receiver.
Easily, too. Easily just ran with Mechie that time. I don't even think he got it into high gear. He would just rapidly see it. He saw the ball the whole way. No panic. Reached out and knocked it down.
Well, you can't do it any better than that. A little bit of his right hand on it, but he got the left hand out in front.
He didn't turn him. Didn't turn him, though.
Alabama 2 timeouts, 33 seconds. Play clock winding down. Bryce Young's going to have to hustle here. And didn't get it off. I don't know if they got the timeout. No indication.
Delay of game. Offense.
So you see the play clock. Bryce Young, hurry, 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 and not hurry enough.
Yeah, he knew that why snap it if you're not ready. Backed up this far, probably a good choice. Just don't run a bad play when you're hurrying down in your own end zone.
Here comes a blitz on the run. Robinson takes it back across the original line of scrimmage. And 3rd down coming. Auburn can't stop it. I don't think Alabama wants to stop it.
No, I think they're going to go to halftime. So if you want to look at what a rivalry game looks like when one team is supposedly 20 points better than the other, witness the first half of this football game.
And a fired up Auburn team heading to their locker room, into that crowd over there. Not so happy for the Crimson Tide of Alabama heading the other way. I mean, there was a little bit of woofing going on out there. Fedarian Mathis was saying, come on, guys, let's head to the locker room. We'll worry about it as we get on to JB.
Coach, what is the problem?
Well, we can't block him up front. Obviously, the quarterback doesn't have any time to operate. We haven't been able to run the ball effectively, so we're getting bad down and distance situations, and we just got to figure it out at halftime. We need to be able to adjust and adapt and be able to move the ball some on offense.
All right, Coach, thank you.
All right, thank you.
And that said it all pretty much right there.
Pointed question with a good answer.
Absolutely. Just that. Short and sweet. 7-0. Auburn at halftime. Send you to Adam Zucker in our New York studio for the Geico halftime report. Zuck.
All right, Nez, Rick and BJ will try to offer solutions. And coming up here on the Geico halftime report, the game lived up to the hype. We'll get you all caught up on rivalry action throughout the country after this word from your local station.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS heads into the second half. Third quarter about to start at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Jamison Williams can only cheer his teammates on now because of a targeting foul in the first half when he was down on punt coverage. The #1 receiving weapon for the Crimson Tide not available for the rest of this game. That puts some more pressure on number 8, who you see back deep to return the second half kickoff if he gets his hands on it, John Mechie. And Mechie will take it at about the 3-yard line. And he is buried before he gets to the 15. That is the way things have gone all day long for Alabama, both on special teams and with their offense.
Yep, no head of steam here because steam meets the blue wall.
Wow. Welcome you back in the booth, Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Dave and Brian and George and Jimmy and Barb. We're all here. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving weekend. Not a happy first half. You lose your #1 weapon on the outside. You can't block to give your quarterback time, and you can't run the ball.
Yeah, but remember against Texas A&M, when they lost that game, they struggled in the first half. They scored 28 second half points. So Auburn's going to need points, and their second halves lately have been disasters for Auburn's offense.
But they have the 7-0 lead to start the third. And a penalty right off the bat. Marcus Harris makes the stop on Brian Robinson, but it's a false start.
In the formation, more than 4 players in their offensive backfield. That penalty is declined. Second down.
Second down as we go to Jamie.
Well, Brian Harsin called a spade a spade offensively. He said run game has to pick up for TJ Finley to feel more comfortable in the pocket. Defensively, he was pleased with how they were able to get after Alabama. I asked him about the team's emotion on the sideline. He said he's keeping an eye on it, but right now it's a good emotion.
Robinson, no gain. Again, Colby Wooden this time on the stop. So take a look at our first half trends. Auburn's defense trending up with 5 sacks. Jamison Williams trending down out to the targeting. And 11 first downs and 12 punts.
And 3rd and 16 to start the first drive.
3 receivers to Bryce Young's right. He's having a hard time being heard again. That close to his own goal line and down in that end zone where the fans are the rowdiest. Play clock at 2. He's in his own end zone. Got away from 1 man. Not going to get away from all of them. Marcus Harris, Chandler Wooten.
This time it was that odd-looking front. They bring the 4th from a linebacker position, but nobody open downfield. Good coverage. And by the time maybe an Alabama receiver opens up, Bryce is running for his life.
Yep, by the time Latu kind of got free, it was way too far on the other side. Brian Robinson is the guy down for Alabama. And remember, they're down so many tailbacks. Trey Sanders hasn't played a snap yet. They would have to bring in Christian Leary probably. The 6th Auburn sack and an Alabama starter down. We'll be right back.
To our
Welcome back to Auburn. 7-0 your score. Brian Robinson was taken to the medical tent just before the break. He emerged, but I just got the thumbs up from the team that he seems good to go for Alabama.
All right, Jamie came out of the tent, did not look happy though. Hasn't had a reason to smile so far today. Burnip now has got a punt from his own end zone again. This should give Auburn great field position with Javarius Johnson waiting around the 45. He won't have to wait at the 45. He's got to come up at the 39. Takes it on the fly. Johnson inside the 25 and down near the 20-yard line.
Javarius Johnson, fastest for those receivers, and he glances down, and then the first cut. When he makes that first cut, goes north to south, and that what gives the great field position for Auburn.
Nice punt return and great field position. An 18-yard return.
That and good defense to make it 4th and 20 will get you good field position as well.
So Auburn almost in the red zone right now after the punt return and leading by a touchdown. Tank Bigsby. Little stop, step, and picks up 5. To'o made the tackle.
Tanks Bigsby is known for breaking a lot of tackles. Hasn't been able to do that today. There have been so many guys there. He hasn't been able to do it, but he runs right through Christian Harris that time to make it a positive run on first down.
2nd down and 5.
And as Brian told Jamie, they got to help the quarterback with the run game.
Johnson in motion across the field. He's going to get the throw from Finley. But he's going to get ripped down by Brian Branch.
What a play. Samuel Shanker, number 47, I believe, was getting the block on Brian Branch in the slot. He's got him all the way. And Branch cuts inside and makes the tackle. Beautiful play by Brian Branch.
Some of that instinctive play we talked about that Pete Golding told us about, number 14. Brings up a 3rd down and 5. I would normally say in field goal range, but they don't have Anders Carlson, and Ben Patton hasn't been kicking very long. A couple of weeks. He's 1 out of 2 on the year on field goals. Finley fires, broken up at the 3-yard line by Helms.
Helms has had one negative play when he overran the touchdown, but besides that, he's been all over the field.
Yep.
Knocking down balls, making physical plays, one-on-one coverage. He's got the tight end, got his left hand on the shoulder. That's why the crowd's reacting to it, but I don't think he turned him on the play. But anytime you place that hand there, you put the call at risk, and he got away with it.
Ben Patton hit from 37 and missed from 25 last week. This is only his 3rd career field goal attempt for the left footer from 33 yards out to try to make it 10-0 Auburn. And he has. Good kick. Patton. Auburn 10, Alabama nothing. 3rd quarter. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Under Armour. T-Mobile. Zaxby's. And by Progressive. And now a taste of tradition presented by Sonic. Let's send it down to Jamie.
Brad, today marks the 86th Iron Bowl, but back when they first met in 1893, Auburn was known as Alabama A&M, and Alabama was referred to as Tuscaloosa, with a K, that is. According to the Birmingham Daily News, it was a glorious struggle that February day, and the entire town shut down at 2 o'clock. The bleachers of Lakeview Park were filled with a jolly lot of men. Though the tough Tuscaloosa team fought hard, Auburn prevailed 32-22.
Alabama take those 22 points right now, Jamie. I'll tell you that much.
For sure. They might take 22 yards right now.
And they'll bring it out to the 25.
Ness, to just put this in perspective, the last drive was conceded before the half by Alabama. They've had the ball for 8 series, so take away 1 when they considered 7 series, 7 punts, 4 first downs, and 58 total yards so far in the game.
I got one for you, too. Alabama 6 completions, Auburn 6 sacks.
Jeez. Well,
here we go.
As Nick said, We ain't blocking them. And when that happens, a lot of bad things can happen from it. This Auburn front seven is causing havoc.
Mechie trying to get wide. Broke one tackle. Goes out to the 30. Leota brought him down there.
So how do you spread this Auburn defense out? That's the challenge for Bill O'Brien. Right now at point of attack, and if you hold the ball too long, they're losing.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you got to figure out how to finesse your way down the field.
As Jamie told you, Brian Robinson, okay, he's out there and has the ball and has a first down and more. Broke a tackle. Smoke Monday stands him up, but he gets it all the way out to the 45, but we've got flags now.
Interesting call here. I wonder if they're going to call it on Ekiyor for playing without his helmet on.
He's walking off right now without it.
Because he kept blocking. I give him a lot of credit because he blocked this guy down 10 yards downfield.
Personal foul, offense, number 55, continuing to play without a helmet. This is a 15-yard penalty enforcement.
Doesn't make sense. It's like a Medal of Valor for doing it, but it cost you a penalty. Here he is right here, number 55. The helmet comes off. He has to stop. Watch him continue to block, because that's the only thing I said. He goes, wait a second, I did a lot of good things there, and that's bad?
So, Gene, that's the rule, I guess, and he takes one in the ear hole right there, without a helmet, I should say.
Yeah, by rule, guys, he can engage with his initial engagement can take place, but if once his helmet comes off, if he disengages from that initial action, he cannot seek anything else after that. And that's what you saw once the helmet came off. He went and seeked out another defender, and that's where the foul was created and occurred.
Thanks, Gene. That's a new one to me, to be honest with you. Young, Holden tried to make a diving catch and couldn't.
Boy, he had a deep ball this time. Bryce usually throws to the right guy. Had a deep ball going down the sideline. That usually would be Jamison Williams. Goes down, the slot goes right down the sideline. He decides to go with the cross, and I had the wrong guy. I thought it was the wide receiver, but it was Billingsley from the slot. Wide open on the play, and he was upset. He knew he had a touchdown. We'll see that play again.
We talked about Alabama being the best in the conference on third and long. They haven't been today, and they're third and long again. Delayed blitz. Young fires late, and it's almost intercepted. It is intercepted by Darius Knighton. And that's a first interception in a long, long time for Bryce Young.
Watch Roger McCreary. He's matching up against Mechie. You see the interception, only the 7th for the team all year. They're in the 100th rank for interception. But here's the coverage. Man-to-man by McCreary all over the field. That's where Bryce trying to go with the ball. Look at the coverage. A bad throw, but McCreary is on him. There is nowhere to go with the ball. Pressure, and it flies too high.
By Darius Knighton, second interception of the year, and Auburn's got it back. Wednesday on CBS, the legacy of the CSI crime lab is threatened, and the evidence points to the one suspect. New episode of the new series, CSI Vegas, Wednesday at 10, 9 Central on CBS. Take a look at our GMC game changers. I'm telling you, this Auburn defense has been changing everything Alabama wants to do all day long. And they have pressured Bryce Young. They've sacked him 6 times.
And it started out with Moultrie, number 99. But it's spread. It's all across there now. I mean, just pick a number. Everybody's got that feel that they can make that play in the backfield, whether it's a tackle for a loss in the run game or, obviously, the sack game that you alluded to.
And now Auburn starts in plus territory again. Tank Bigsby will go for almost 5.
Remember, we talked about making the quarterback uncomfortable. Well, take away the run game, put hands in the face, and for Bryce Young, who had gone, into this game, he went 208 passes without an interception, and then that's his first in 227 attempts.
Not only that, with a field position, Auburn has started at the Alabama 39, got a touchdown. The 45 had to punt, got a field goal after starting at the 22. And here they are again on Alabama's end of the field as a flag flies in. A couple of them before Bigsby is finally released. And we have an Alabama player down as well. And that's Fedarius Mathis, I think. Holding his left arm or elbow.
Thought they got a face mask early in there. Did they call that early in the play?
Battle right there.
Yep, there it is. I think that's what
he
the
got
call
Personal
was.
foul, face mask, defense number 9. It's a 15-yard penalty enforced from the end of the run and includes an automatic first down.
Fedarian Mathis, 48. Getting pushed at the end of the play, and then I guess bracing himself, landed weird on his elbow. And goes off holding that left arm. So the penalties moved it all the way to the 25. Auburn with a 10-0 lead. They're off. Their defense playing lights out. Alabama can't get anything going offensively. Man, they get more points here. It'll be a long struggle back for Nick Saban's time.
And when Nick Saban talked about losses here in Jordan-Hare, he said, we just made too many mistakes. They're making mistakes again, coupled with not being able to block that front. So far, that's produced that goose egg for Alabama.
TJ Finley, who has a touchdown pass to Kobe Hudson, gives it off. Tank Bigsby trying to cut it outside. That pursuing Alabama defense too quick for him. Helms again.
And Toa and Helms, those two guys can chase down those bounce outs. They know that that's what that defensive line is trying to do. They're depending on that defensive line to bounce it outside. It does, and look at those two guys run it down. Helms gets the tackle. Toa is right there.
This time straight up the middle for Tank Bigsby, and he gets to the 20. As the LSU head coach, we mentioned this at the top of the show, hasn't been a friendly place. 0-3 as the Alabama head coach. 3-4 here, and now down 10-0 in the third quarter. Third down at 5. This would be a huge stop for Alabama's defense if they can come up with it and force another field goal. Finley, he's getting pressured, and he's going down, and now they lost yardage. And I don't think there's any way they're going to try a field goal from here, but we'll see. And Finley slow to get up. Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Big aggressive call by Pete Golding that time, defensive coordinator. Smith gets it, but there he was, walked right by Pete Golding. He brought the corner with that short split by the ex-receiver. McKinstry's going to come right off the edge. Tackle tries to get him, but when TJ bails out because he feels that inside rush, he runs right into the sack.
Alabama's defense got the stop.
And I think you're right. I think it's going to force a punt instead of a field goal attempt with that sack. Good aggressive call from Pete Golding.
So Oscar Chapman's going to have to punt it when they had great field position. And they're probably going to take the delay of game here. Doesn't matter with the punter.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still fourth down.
TJ Finley was
wincing. Yeah, wincing.
Left ankle or lower leg anyway.
Got bent as he turned. He was turning right into the corner blitz, and you can see him limping off.
And of course, he's in because Bo Nix is out with a broken ankle. So now Chapman at 5 yards doesn't make any difference to him unless he shanks one here. Slade Bolden just gets out of the way, bounces at the 3 end. Got to know where you're standing sometimes.
Nice play, but 2 yards deep on that one.
Alabama at the 20 on offense when we come back.
Slade.
A look from our AT&T 5G pylon cam on that last punt by Chapman, where it bounced and where it was fielded. About a 4-yard difference that could have made a big difference. What happened to the children who lived through the pandemic? Stan, Kyle, Cartman, and Kenny may have survived, but will never be the same. Exclusive event, South Park, post-COVID, now streaming only on Paramount Plus. Try it for free.
So remember, we talked about Alabama scoring 28 second-half points against Texas A&M as you take another look at the injury to G.J. Finley. But remember, Mississippi State scored 33 second-half points. There's a lot of time. It's been a nightmare for Auburn holding on to leads.
Midway point, third quarter. Alabama still looking for points or a ground game. They got 5 out of that one from Brian Robinson.
We had them in that A&M game when they still controlled their own destiny at 6-2. Got them on the wheel.
Brian Robinson with a catch out of the backfield. And another first down out to the 38.
Yeah, I think the hurry up here, as we were kind of still looking at our notes, what's going on here, just a quick wheel route. That's the first time that this Alabama defense has been outflanked and kind of confused with a quick hurry up by Alabama. That would be ironic if the hurry up, which Auburn employed so effectively against Alabama, could Alabama employ the hurry up.
Toss to Robinson for a couple.
I think Neal is going to get called here. Evan Neal, number 73 on the edge.
So that flag will back things up again.
Holding. Offense number 73. 10-yard penalty from the previous guy.
Sometimes even the best in the business come up with one of these.
He's right here, left tackle. Can't miss him. 350 pounds, great athlete. Comes out. Yeah, just kind of ran right into it, didn't he, right time?
Yeah.
Smoke Monday was blitzing, puts his hand on him and gets the call.
First and 20.
No free safety, nobody deep for Auburn. Everybody's matched up man to man.
Young wants to go quick out. Got it. Out to the 39 to Trey Sanders making an appearance. Trey Sanders, a number 2 tailback. Alabama's really only got 2 due to injuries.
Going hurry up again.
Yard maybe. Third down and 8 coming up. Trey Sanders trying to give Brian Robinson a breather. After that, you got to go down to guys that shouldn't even be playing tailback due to injuries to Jace McClellan and Roydell Williams. Third down and 8. Every one of these third downs gets bigger for both teams. And Alabama's only converted 2. Came in as the best in the country in that capacity.
And one was meaningless at the end of the half, Brian Robinson's run.
Bryce Young flushed out of the pocket again. Throws a strike, though, to Latu, the tight end for the first down.
Bought just enough time. He was flushed out of the pocket. He had to get out. But Latu comes across the formation. Really, no one has him on the play. I think it was McClain, Zacoby McClain, that got him. He might have got picked off as he was coming across the field.
DJ Finley's been retaped on that left ankle. We could see that part when he came out of the tent. Meanwhile, the Alabama offense at the 5-minute mark finally on the move a little bit here. Robinson, wow. Hit at the line of scrimmage again. And it was Zacoby McClain who's made so many tackles in his Auburn career.
Yeah, he came in last year. He led the nation in tackles with 113, and he tracks this one down, throws away the blocker. He's the leading tackler this year with 89. 11 more tackles, and he'll be the first player since Takeo Spikes that could do it back-to-back, 100 tackle years.
Robinson, again McClain. Robinson won that battle to the tune of 2 yards maybe, but that's not winning much of a battle.
J.J. Pegues, remember Brad told you he played tight end and H-back? Watch him inside, get the push. Doesn't make the tackle, but the penetration again. Not being able to get that defensive line stoned at the line of scrimmage has been a big problem for the Alabama offensive line.
Alabama picked up their last third down. Can they do it again here from the Auburn 44? 3 receivers to Bryce Young's right. He's looking that way. He's going down the middle. He's got a man on the fly, and it's Mechie. John Mechie inside the 20 and down to the 18.
Well, this little bunch formation that Bill O'Brien has dialed up. Mechie's here, McCreary's here. Watch, he goes out, cuts in, open by 6 yards on the play. Maybe more than 6 yards, right?
A 26-yard pickup.
McCreary's been following Mechie all over the field, but that time they bunched him and forced him off the man-to-man coverage.
Young in trouble again, throws as he goes down. Robinson made the catch, but he's going to lose yardage. It was almost another sack. Bryce Young got rid of it at the very last moment.
Still looking at that no huddle, trying to keep this Auburn defense a little bit off balance.
Alabama with a 2nd down and 11. Some confusion right now. You can tell that part just by the reaction of Bryce Young. The clock is winding down. They're going to have to take a timeout. And we'll take the timeout as well. 2:34 to go in the 3rd. Auburn still pitching a shutout. Invesco brings you today's Scholar Athletes. Slade Bolden from Alabama. Oscar Chapman, who's been a busy punter today for Auburn. Invesco proud to support student athletes on and off the field with a donation of $1,000 to both Alabama and Auburn's general scholarship funds. Alabama has worked it to the Auburn 20 with a 2nd down and 11. Young, immediate pressure again, goes to the corner. McCreary got a hand on it. It was intended for Mechie.
Boy, that short corner to the right side. Damian George is giving up. Bryce Young, it's right in his face as he lets that ball go. That pressure in his face coming off the edge right here is really bothering him. He's going up into the pocket, really doesn't have a chance to step into the throw, and almost throws it to Roger McCreary. See that? You can feel it. You can feel that guy run on his right side.
Bryce Young was 5 for 5 on the drive before that misfire. Another 3rd down. Got to hurry. I don't know if he was ready for the snap, but he's got it, and he's throwing it, and it's broken up by McCreary again.
That time he was on Trayshawn Holden, number 11. Remember, Jamison Williams would be in the game playing that spot. Because of the bunch formation, he ends up with Holden. Ball's a little late and allows McCreary to make up enough time to make the play. McCreary having one of those days that everyone will notice.
You're not kidding. And so Will Reichert will try a 38-yard field goal to put something on the board for Alabama. 12 out of 16. Bad snap. Bad hold. Incomplete. Trying to throw it was Tyson. And Alabama doesn't get anything, and Auburn takes over.
The nightmares of the field goal kicking game here at Jordan-Hare. Remember, in the 48-45 game in 2019, they had a 30-yard field goal they missed that could have tied it with 2 minutes to go. And now this one gets bungled when they really could have used the 3 points in this game.
I might have jumped the gun saying it was a bad snap. I know it was a bad hold.
Yeah, that one's a perfect snap, right? Yeah.
When it's happening, you're not quite sure whose problem it was.
Oh, geez. It's a unit, and everybody's going to go back saying, we messed up.
Auburn takes over. At its own 20, up 10.
TJ in the game. Oh, nice play.
Will Anderson says hello.
And
Jarquez Hunter.
And Nick Saban, we asked Nick, who's the guy when things ain't going well? Who's the alpha dog? Not just by playing, but who shows the leadership, splits the block, splits the pulling guard, and makes the tackle for the loss.
Just about split Jarquez Hunter in half. Loss of a couple.
Will Anderson is that guy on this team that provides that spark when's needed.
Look at the rushing yardage. -3 and +3. And whistles, flags down.
False start, offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, second down.
They walk it off 5, and we check in with Jamie.
Watch TJ Finley on this left ankle. Gary, you know what it feels like to not be able to plant on that front throwing foot. He is in a lot of pain. He was barely able to jog up and down the sideline. He attempted to do a couple step dropbacks, and it looked extremely uncomfortable for him, so just keep an eye on it.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, it's not his push throw. You know, the rubber, you put your right foot on the rubber and push and throw. But in this situation with that pass rush, you need both those feet.
Finley's just going to get rid of it out to Hunter in a hurry. Hunter with a head of steam. Jarquez Hunter. All the way down inside the 45 of Alabama.
I think there's a flag on the field, though. Same play we've seen for the touchdown. Just throw a little wide route. Is there a hold out there? It's coming back.
Sure is.
Holding, offense, number 85. 10-yard penalty, second down.
To me, it almost looked like the Alabama player kind of like took a charge in basketball on the play. He just kind of like fell back on the play.
And I think you can tell what Brian Harsin thinks of that call. That negates a 42-yard gain. They call it on Tyler Fromm, the tight end, number 85. Right there.
I mean, it was a good move by McKinsky that time. He was being blocked and drew the holding penalty on the play.
So way back at the 10 now. The final minute of the quarter.
Big play.
And
another illegal procedure.
False start back to the 5 now. They're going the wrong direction.
False start, offense, number 77. The penalty's half the distance to the goal, second down.
Well, what do you think about this? One more look. Did he kind of give a little acting job? He's blind blocked, block. Look how he just kind of falls back and draws the call. Smart play, because he was blocked on the play.
A flop warning.
Flop warning alert right there.
2nd and 25. And now you got to be careful. You're TJ Finley with a bad wheel in your own end zone to throw. He gets it out of there in a hurry, though. But only out to the 9 goes Kobe Hudson. Josh Jobe ran him out.
That'll be a quarter.
Alabama shut out for 3 quarters now. And Auburn trying to make their season with 15 minutes to go. They've got a 10-0 lead over the number 3 team in the country in the 86th Iron Bowl. First time scoreless through 3 quarters in 5 years. As the lights go out, will the lights go out on the Crimson Tide's playoff chances? We'll find out in the 4th quarter.
Meet
Debo, SEC on CBS, enters the 4th and final quarter at Auburn. And Auburn at home leading 10-0. A 3rd down and 20 to open the 4th. And Tank Bigsby picks up 8 or 9, and they're going to have to punt now. Here on the 2nd play of the quarter. Welcome you back. Brad and Gary, Jamie down on the field. This could be a season maker for Auburn.
This could be a season breaker for Alabama. They lose this game, even if they beat Georgia, they might not make the playoff.
They might not, but I'd put them in with 2 losses and the SEC championship. I would put them in, just me. The championship counts. So, but you don't want to leave that to committee.
Right.
What you want to leave it to is, can you block Auburn and get in the game? I think they found something, though, the last drive with the hurry-up.
Slade Bolden on the punt return, trying to give him a little spark. And another flag now on the punt return.
Yeah, those are blocks on the back all the time when you get those calls late on those punt returns.
Alex Moore, referee. He was getting hoarse on the last call. They've had so many penalties. See how he sounds this time.
I think it was Ja'Cory Brooks, number 7, that got it.
Illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 1. It's a 10-yard penalty enforced for the spot on the foul. First down.
And not a happy Nick Saban as we take a look at our Dr. Pepper SEC standings. Georgia unblemished at 12-0. A perfect regular season, a perfect conference season. Alabama trying to go to 11-1, and it's not looking good. Ole Miss with their win, 10-2, great season for them. And you see the rest. So now after the penalty, line of scrimmage is a 26-yard line.
And Chris Owens, who was the original right tackle at the beginning of the year, is now back in at right tackle.
Throw to Brian Robinson, looking for a block. Got one from Billingsley to pick up extra yardage.
The right tackle has been a problem. Went from Chris Owens to Damian George. That looked to have solved it for a while, but now back to Chris Owens.
Second or third time now when if Brian Robinson can't get any positive yardage on the ground, flare it out to him, let him catch it and run with it, and that was a good game.
Well, going north-south isn't working.
That's right. That one should have been caught by Jacoby Brooks. Incomplete.
I'll tell you what, though. Derek Mason has not let up on the bump and run coverage to the outside. One-on-one coverage to the outside, and Simpson gets his hand in there. Perfect coverage.
That's Jamison Williams.
Yep.
He's maybe still running.
Might be something different, but it's not, right?
He just joined us out because of a targeting call in the first half. Jamison Williams, the #1 receiver for Alabama. And now the slant. This one's caught. And that's a first down to Mechie.
So when you're playing man-to-man coverage, you force the other team to make perfect execution. And that's exactly what Alabama did here. Perfect execution. Can't cover anybody in that. Tip your hat and say they did a good job on it.
And McCreary right on him.
Yep.
Like mustard on a hot dog, but Mechie got the best of that one.
Well, he's going to get the best of McCreary the rest of the game.
Robinson, little hesitation in the hole, pops it out to the left, runs over one guy, got to the 40.
Patience that time. Brian Robinson loves to deliver the ball. He loves to run hard, but this time his patience allowed him to make the positive gain on the running game.
He'll get a breather. Trey Sanders in the backfield now with Young. And it's Trey Sanders' carry. Might have gotten a yard and a half. And Robinson coming right back in. 3rd down and 2.
Got to be thinking 4-down territory right now if you're calling plays. Bill O'Brien's talking to Nick Saban right now. Do I have 2 calls or 1 call right here?
I know one thing, they only got 12 minutes left. The crowd has really wound up. Mechie in motion on 3rd and 2.
McCreary in motion.
Oh, Brian Robinson dropped it, hit him right in the hands. It's 4th down.
Perfectly dialed play that time. They've been given the wheel route early, the successful play early. This time it looks wheel, but he comes back inside. He's got it. He's going to get the first down. He drops it.
Bill O'Brien has his answer, and so does Gary Danielson. You got 4 downs. Let's go get 2 yards. Biggest play of the game right here. Young dropped the ball, and he is dropped at the 45. Auburn takes over.
It wasn't a perfect snap, but it was good enough. On 4th down, you got to catch this if you're quarterback. It's a little low, not that bad. Could have been handled, and it forces on a 4th down play a mishandle. Again, wasn't perfect, but you got to play that one out.
Auburn takes over on downs again, and they lead 10-0.
I do.
Pressured again. Down he goes.
That's what makes the man miss it. He's to the 5. Boom! In the end zone. Touchdown, Auburn!
Look at our Ally game recap. Jamison Williams not in the second half due to a targeting call. No points through 3 quarters. First time in 5 years. 1 touchdown pass from TJ Finley. We've had 15 punts and 17 first downs. It has been a defensive struggle, and Bryce Young, for the first time maybe all year, though he's had a couple of off halves, really hasn't had any bad games.
Right. It's been 2 drop snaps, 1 on a field goal, 1 there on 4th down, and a drop pass by Brian Robinson.
Right. So now TJ Finley playing with a 10-point lead with 11 minutes to go.
But remember this too, 10-0, and no mistakes by Auburn so far.
Tank Bigsby flushed. And the throw is tipped, and it's picked off. Gary just said no mistakes. Josh Jobe just made TJ Finley pay for the first one.
No mistakes so far. And that one was just a little high, a little hot, and it goes right for the interception. Not even throwing to that area. He's trying to throw a 5-yard pass, zips it over, and Jobes, who's covering the outside receiver, gets the gift. Just a 10-point game. The high pass causes the turnover.
Alabama's got it back when we come back.
It's not ringing sleigh bells.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by DirecTV Stream, Aflac, Pizza Hut, and by the Home Depot. Reminder, coming up before we're done, it's the play of the game presented by Jersey Mike Subs. That play may or may not have been made yet. 11:50 to go.
Excuse me, Brad. Remember the last snap. Backup center Seth McLaughlin, number 56, in for Darren Delcourt. Just a little low on that snap. That position has to get it up a little bit more and try to get some movement against this Auburn defensive line.
Bryce Young and John Mechie having a few words before Mechie comes down to the bottom of your screen. Matched up with McCreary. Might have said, why don't you just throw it to me and see what I can do. How about Brian Robinson into the clear. Brian Robinson looking for a block from Mechie, and he's got it down to the 21-yard line. First big run of the day by either team.
And it was to the left side, behind their All-American right here, Evan Neal. Drives them clear out of the play, wins one. Those guys are going to be pass rushers. Make them stop the run. Finally, the Alabama offensive line. And Brian Robinson gets up limping. Let's see, did he get it tangled? That foot, remember, he hurt earlier in the first half.
Right.
Acting up on again, back in the tent.
Well, he'll take a little bit of pain for a 38-yard gain. As you see the end of it. And again, that ankle turned a little bit.
It was the same left ankle, I believe.
Brodarius Knighton, I think, is the Auburn player that's down.
Number 19.
Knighton limping off. Alabama.
Been doing a lot of wrong things. They get a stop, but they get the face mask. They drop the snap on the field goal. Chance to make it a 10-3 game. First down, they had it. You drop it, then combination of a low snap, quarterback can't save it, and they don't get the fourth down conversion. Third and fourth down tries, both could have been there, but miscues, self-inflicted miscues by Alabama.
And 10 penalties. Trey Sanders now in the backfield with Robinson on the sideline. He gets the call. He does a hurdle job looking like Najee Harris, and a big run by Trey Sanders.
If that doesn't light a fire under this Alabama football team, so much respect for this guy that has gone through so much in his career. Former five-star that has struggled with injuries, a car accident, and he comes in and makes that play for this football team.
Picked up 7, second down and 3. From the 14. Billingsley trying to get the call from the quarterback. Blitz coming. Sanders going. First down. Inside the 10. It's first and goal.
This isn't real hard, is it? Blitz coming. It's coming almost every play. Once it's been working, you know, I've been in those games. Once the blitz works, you're going to get it all game. If you can't stop it, it's coming again and again. Matchup at the bottom right here. Mechie, McCreary.
Sanders behind Bryce Young from the 9 on first and goal. Taking a long time to get the play here. Got to watch the play clock. They got it off. Sanders again. Puts his head down, puts both arms around the football, and got a couple. Colby Wooden made the tackle.
Sure did. Got underneath it. Again, just a bit of a penetration on the play. You know those linebackers will clean it up. You just get inside and slow them down.
Alabama faithful, what few are here, hoping for a touchdown on this drive as we're under 10 minutes. Everybody bunched in. Bolden, Billingsley, Mechie in tight on the right. Brooks to the left. Bryce Young has to just throw it away.
You know what's been very impressive about this pass rush for Auburn? Not only are they getting in there fast, they're coming in under control. Bryce Young is making those moves that we've seen him do all year and find space. He's found no space almost all day. Third down call. Where do you go with the football?
Christian Leary is in as an extra receiver to the top of your screen. Empty backfield. Third down and goal. That's Leary coming to the near side. They threw a touchdown on this last week. And now Young goes down again. Derek Hall again.
Well, you remember last week we called Bryce Young a point guard with the football, okay? Well, in basketball, point guards can do a lot of stuff. But in football, point guards are allowed to be tackled.
Good point. And he was there by number 29. 7th sack by the Auburn defense. Remember the last kick? Will Riker didn't even get a chance because of the snap in the hole. This one's down clean, and so is the kick. Up and good. Finally on the board with 8:44 to go.
By the way,
Alabama down a touchdown.
New holder in the game for that field goal.
Watch.
1 Alabama or a 10-2 Alabama when they play Georgia. We've still got 8:44 to find out. 8:44 remaining in regulation from Jordan-Hare.
We'll say this about Georgia this year. They won't care. They want their shot at Alabama this year.
That's the hump they haven't been able to get over.
Yep.
Well, that interception by Josh Jobe turned into a Will Reichard field goal to finally put points on the board for Alabama. And now it's Reichard to kick. And Auburn will take over at the 25. And let's check in with the aforementioned Adam Zucker with a Heisman Watch.
And this one's presented by Nissan Ness. And is Stetson Bennett worthy of an invite to New York? It became a tune-up for next week's SEC championship game. A touchdown every 5 attempts against Georgia Tech. And the Dogs defense did the rest for their third shutout. The Buckeyes' C.J. Stroud, big numbers in the loss to Michigan, but 4 sacks. And Kenneth Walker III, over 100 yards. They lead Penn State right now. But Bama needs a Heisman moment from Bryce Young.
They sure do. Hasn't had many moments at all today due to the 7 sacks and countless hurries by a great Auburn defense today. Tank Bigsby on the toss sweep. Tank Bigsby down the sideline, delivers a blow to battle at the end of that run that's got it all the way out to the 47.
How about this? That's the first snap under center in the regular offense, and Mike Bobo goes back to what he knows, the toss sweep. That's his MO from Georgia. Took it to Colorado State, and he looked at the play sheet, and he goes, we're having trouble everywhere. Our quarterback can barely stand up. Let's go toss sweep. And Bigsby finally founds the crease. There's Mike Bobo.
Mike in the middle.
Yep.
22-yard pickup for Tank Bigsby to the 47. Tank again. This one only a yard or 2.
You know, and that's the tough thing right now. Brian Harsin has to talk to Mike Bogo and say, how much do we trust TJ Finley? I mean, we're winning 10-3. We've blown leads of 28, 14 points. We're in the second half. Alabama finally had a drive on us. What do we do with our quarterback? How do we call these plays?
By the way, that 22-yard run by Tank Bigsby put him over 1,000 yards on the season. And we're down to 7.5 minutes in regulation in the 4th quarter.
About the only thing they've really trusted him to throw in the second half is the wide route. Here's the pitch.
And that's Hunter. Ooh. Took a wicked lick by Anderson, but still got 1.5 yards out of it. Remember, Alabama only has 2 timeouts remaining as well.
I think right now, Bo Jackson and Kerryon Johnson are going, I know that play. I run that play a lot when I was here.
The ball is right at midfield with a 3rd down and 7. Alabama desperately needing a stop or a big play from that guy to force a punt. Sean Shivers in the backfield with Finley. And now he'll empty that backfield. Finley going down the seam, and he threw an interception. Daniel Wright. And Finley's still down, and there's a flag. So hold everything.
I think Dallas Turner, number 15, got him.
It negates an interception, and it gives Auburn a 1st down.
Takes one more step, puts his shoulder right there. And then he drives him into the ground. Really like to get an interpretation from Gene. It's different than the NFL. Drive him in the ground is not a penalty, I don't believe. Was it a late hit, the call?
Gene?
If anything, I can see, guys, it would be late just based on steps, but to me it doesn't look like it has a roughing the passer feel. It's 1 step.
I know.
It's delivered with the shoulder into the chest, and half of his body's on the side. As you said, body weight isn't in the consideration. That's just 1 step and a good tackle,
I
in my
thought that
opinion,
was a
guys.
tough call on Alabama there.
And now you see that Auburn's getting close to field goal range, maybe.
You know, it's just one of those, and perfectly played defense that time. Daniel Wright is playing the money position, meaning he's the 6th defensive back. He fakes blitz, drops right into the throwing lane, perfect coverage on the play, gets the INT, and it's a 15-yard penalty.
Who was it, Micah Parsons of the Cowboys, that said, are we playing flag football?
Yeah, exactly. All I know is, I wish. Back in the day.
2nd down and 10. Anderson switching sides, wanting to bring some pressure.
Whoa,
and there comes pressure up the middle. Big hit by
Byron Young.
Byron Young made a great play. Byron Young did early in the game, turning in a jet sweep, and this time takes off the block by Ham, gets into the backfield, and makes another winning play for this defense.
Approaching 5 minutes. 3rd down and 13.
Is the two decisions here, throw a screen or throw it into the end zone? Do you dare throw anything short? Because the quarterback is struggling right now.
He's struggling just to move back there to set the throw. He throws, and it's in traffic again, and he almost had it picked off again.
Yeah, that could have. He's lucky he didn't throw a good pass.
Well, Brian Branch would have caught it.
Yep, because a poorly thrown pass saved him right here. Imagine trying to call plays right now when you got a quarterback struggling like this. Your starter's already out. Your backup's a walk-on. I mean, you're just trying to find plays to call. Hanging on to a 7-point lead.
So Chapman's got a punt. Slade Bolden waiting at the 10.
Pooched it.
Beautifully done.
And this time Jackson doesn't go in the end zone.
I'm not going 2 yards deep this time. I'm going to stay around the 2. The punter does his job. The help on the special teams does their job, and Alabama's 98 yards away from a tie. Sure is, Zook. And a crazy punt by Chapman and down by Jackson at the 2-yard line.
Watch Cedric Jackson here at the end. He goes, I'm smart. I remember. I learned my lesson. Tapping himself on the helmet. I remember.
Well, 4:47 remaining in regulation play. Bryce Young came in as one of the favorites for the Heisman. You want a Heisman moment? You got 98 yards ahead of you. And the first carry is Trey Sanders for no gain.
No doubt about it. Number 9 has to come through now. He knows the running game has struggled. They've hit one big run all game. And you got it, Ness. Can you save a season, basically, right now and win a Heisman? Remember, Greg McElroy did it in 2009 with about I think it was 80-yard, 79-yard drive.
Bryce Young in his own end zone. 2nd down and 9 for number 9. Throws out, complete. Short of the first down, though. Around the 9 is Mechie. And he and McCreary have been joined at the hip all day long. 4 minutes, 3rd and 2. On the run, throws a strike to Mechie. Out to the 38 and a 1st down, Alabama.
Mechie comes across and makes a good move finding the open area for the quarterback. He finds the space and allows Bryce Young to get it to him. Doesn't run a straight line. He looks around, finds open grass, and finds it.
Pick up a 27. Young fires far sideline. Mechie broken up by McCreary.
That time he had it. Bryce Young threw that ball behind. That ball needed to be another 5 yards downfield. Mechie had McCreary beat on that play. Had to slow down, watch him stall out, try to reach back. That allowed Roger McCreary to make the play. Ball was short by about 5 yards.
And McCreary shaken up at the end of the play. With 3:18 to go, we'll take a quick break and check on him when we come back. Join Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga for a night of friendship and music as they take the stage for their final performance together. One last time, an evening with Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett tomorrow on CBS. Roger McCreary comes off a
appeared to be grabbing his upper hamstring on the left side after chasing Mechie down and breaking up that last pass. And now you got your best corner out of the game.
Just going to say that. Does that change Derek Mason's approach? Does he go more safe safeties backwards? They have backed off. No bump and run.
Crossing route, Mechie brought down at the 45. Nehemiah Pritchett made the tackle. And it's third down and about a yard and a half. But it's 2-down territory from here on out. Bryce Young, 3 out of 4 for 42 yards so far. Alabama needs a touchdown. Young flares it out. Trey Sanders not going to get there. It's fourth down.
Alabama with only 2 timeouts. Remember, they've had problems on short yardage all game. What do you do?
Is that Derek Hall again? Wow, what a hit. That would have been a first down.
McCreary is back in the game.
This is probably the ball game. And a timeout taken by Auburn. So 2:06 remaining. It's a fourth down and 1 coming up.
It's probably the ball game if they don't make it, but if they do make it, we still got 2:06.
That's what I meant. Remember Brian Harsin in his first Iron Bowl, his first year. The last win over Alabama, unranked, 2002. 350 days ago, Brian Harsin introduced first press conference, first question. What about the Iron Bowl?
Yep.
He'd barely gotten an orange and blue tie.
Yeah. And he said, all right, I get it, guys. Right here, though. Where do you go with the ball? I go at number 73. I don't care if they know I'm going left. I got to go at my best blocker. I'm going left on this run.
But Alabama doesn't have their best back. They got Trey Sanders, who's trying to fill in with Brian Robinson out to an injury. Fourth down and 1. They're going right where Gary said, and they are not going to get it. I don't think. Nope.
He didn't make it.
Nope. He's a half yard shy. I don't even know why there's a discussion. Needed to get to the 47, and I don't see that he ever, unless it was right there. Now the ball at the bottom of the pile, he actually has it across our yellow line, but it's the sticks that matter. The measurement of the year in the SEC. Length of the football shot.
Look at the linebacker hit it right in the mouth. Coming from right there. Watch him hit it. Full speed, beats the block of the tight end, gets in the backfield and makes the play. A lot of pushing afterwards, but Brian Harsin knew that linebacker blitz. Derek Mason aggressive the whole game. That time with a run blitz. Comes inside, gets the sack, gets the run in the backfield.
For that young lady, those were tears of joy if this next 2 minutes holds up.
So let's set this up. 2 minutes, 2 timeouts left. That means if they run it and don't make a first down, Bama would get the ball with about a minute to go. I can't imagine they're going to throw the ball.
So TJ Finley limping back to talk to Tank Bigsby. And now limping over to hear from some of the coaches. Another look.
Remember this, Jamison Williams out of the game with the targeting early. Brian Robinson not in the game with the hurt ankle on that long run. It goes to Trey Sanders. Not enough power, not enough blocking on that 4th and short.
So both teams huddle at their respective sidelines, and now it's the Auburn offense.
So first down wins it. If Alabama stops them on 3, probably a punt. They get the ball back with them right about a minute to go.
And they'll go with an I backfield, and Finley under center. And a toss to Tank Bigsby. Alabama battle knocks him down, a yard loss.
Alabama will take a timeout.
Alabama down to 1 timeout left.
From behind, Chandler Wooten, number 31, takes it on.
And then McClain and company there to help out. Coming up on the college football postgame show, presented by Rocket Mortgage. Rick, Adam, BJ will bring you today's best highlights and their thoughts on the always evolving playoff picture. And boy, is it involving right in front of our eyes.
Yes.
3 points, by the way, if this is the way this ends, would be the fewest points Alabama has ever scored with Nick Saban as the coach.
There's a lot of talk shows in the South, but this week with this, they might be 100 more start up this week just to be able to talk about this.
That's right. And Bo Nix will be a happy broken ankled quarterback if they can hang on here. Bigsby trying to bounce it outside, and he does. Tank Bigsby close to a first down, about a yard shy and out of bounds.
Stops the clock. But he does smartly shift the ball to his left hand. Watch this. Gets it in his left hand. Good fundamentals. Tries to get the straight arm, but is pulled out of bounds.
So they spotted it just inside the 38-yard line.
But it does save a timeout for Alabama, which is going to change this completely if they don't get this first down.
Now, does Alabama just bring the house on a run blitz to try to get a tackle for the loss here?
I think you have to. You bring everybody
up to the line,
man to the outside, and come after them like goal line defense.
There it is, and they did their job.
So the play, even though it was successful on second down, by getting them out of bounds, saved Alabama 40 seconds of clock time. Can't really blame Bigsby. I mean, he gets about as much out of it. Maybe at the end of it, you know, a guy slides, but on third down and short, Young makes the play.
Great penetration by Byron Young. In our college football playoff picture, Georgia did their business against their arch rivals, Georgia Tech. Ohio State lost to Michigan. Alabama is in danger of losing here. Michigan in that 5 spot. They're going to move up, obviously. Tonight, Notre Dame plays Stanford, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State in Bedlam. And a punt coming up here. Slade Bolden waits at the 10-yard line. Last time Chapman dropped one at the 2-yard line with a little help from his friends. Hits this one way up in the air. He might get help from his friends again. Same guy, same spot.
Going to tip his helmet again. One of the things that Auburn had to win, talked about it all week, they had to win the special teams. And again, special teams has been a disaster for Alabama. The missed field goal. Well, when you don't block well, everything looks bad. But the Auburn special teams has been on on top of it. Here we go again. So it's a 97-yard drive.
That's right.
But 40 more seconds than they maybe deserved.
No timeouts for the Tide. Roger McCreary back in as he was on the last series after taking a couple of plays off.
Zone coverage for Auburn.
Bryce Young in his own end zone. Here comes the heat. He's hit as he throws, incomplete. And it was T.D. Moultrie. How many times has he made a play today?
Well, he started out the game on the first series like is he gonna just control the whole game? And he does again, coming off that right edge. It's been a nightmare. When you have a problem area right there, it just makes everything else so much harder because you bring people in to help, and that makes you less efficient in your pass offense.
Young threw to Mechie last time and underthrew him on that top sideline. Will he go that way again? If he gets a chance. Going to go down the middle. Overshot Slade Bolden.
What was the word that Derek Mason used? We want to make number 9 uncomfortable.
Right.
They have done that. Pressure all game. Even when he has time, he feels it. He's in the end zone. He's missing throws that he normally makes.
He might only have, there's Derek Mason. He might only have 2 throws left. 3rd and 10. Again, the snap was a little low. Young loads, now throws late, got it complete. First down.
He has almost a 6th sense about where that line of scrimmage is. As he moves up in the pocket, he just feels how far he can go forward and lets it go just before he gets to the line.
Pick up of 22. First down, Tide. Again, on the run. This time he's going to keep it and get out with about a 9-yard gain with 1:06 left.
Remember that there should be 40 seconds less in this game. If Bixby doesn't go out of bounds, instead of 1:06, it would be 26.
Young fires near side, caught and out of bounds. Jacoby Brooks, who's in for Jamison Williams, with a big grab.
Plenty of time for this Alabama offense. Decent coverage, perfect throw. You think you got, Simpson thinks he's got him. Ball is perfectly placed.
Pick up a 21 that time. Young. Flush to his left.
Not going to get him.
And he'll run out of bounds with a pickup of about 3. That part doesn't matter, but it stops the clock with 53 seconds.
As calm as he was in the first quarter as he is right now. No heartbeat in this guy, just steady the whole game. Nick's more nervous than number 9.
Mechie up to the top. Brooks down to the near side. The throw is to Brooks. Did he step out of bounds?
I think he did.
Couldn't quite keep his feet in.
Yep, left foot's already out when he catches the ball. By the way, that was a decent protection that time by that offensive line. 4-man rush. The center of that pocket was clean. Moultrie back in the game. Got a breath of fresh air, and Auburn's going to take a blow. They want their pass rushers fresh for this play.
It'll be a 3rd down and 7. 48 seconds remaining in regulation play. And look at Will Anderson. Even though he's not out on the field, as Gary said, he's the alpha dog, and he's trying to crank up that offense. This drive started at the 3-yard line.
Remember, on 2nd down, Bixby breaks it out to his left. Can't blame him so far, but right about now when he realizes he's got nothing, slide, fall down, get down. And actually, he didn't, and that cost him 40 seconds. allowed Alabama to save a timeout. They stop them on 3rd and short, able to take the timeout there. Would have been a full 40-second runoff by the Auburn football team.
Mechie and Bryce Young, the main battery, again having a chat before they head back out on the field.
When does Derek Mason bring the heat again? He's been playing it safer, man-to-man, but safer. Only 4-man rush.
3rd and 7. Young throws as he goes down, incomplete.
Are they going to? It was a hitch and go, and McCreary stopped it to the outside. They're going to try to go hitch and go, and it gets stoned. And Bryce Young does a good job of just getting rid of the football that time.
Yep. Alabama 0 for 3 on 4th downs.
How many times did you say this is the play of the game?
Well,
you want on number
here you
4?
go. 4th and 7. Alabama down a touchdown. Bryce Young backpedals, throws, got his man. It's Billingsley, and he's out of bounds with a 1st down. Hadn't thrown to number 19 all day long, and he gets a big 1st down.
Watch Chris Owens this time at right tackle. He's had problems, but not this time on the spin move. He stones it and allows Bryce Young to throw the play.
$14-yard pickup on 4th down, and that's 1st down at the 28.
2 deep safeties again, no blitz.
Young throws quickly, and nobody home in the corner of the end zone. I don't know if Jacoby Brooks broke off his route or what happened there.
Brooks goes down and does a stop route. Bryce Young thinks he's going stop and go, I guess.
Yes, exactly. Again, number 7 playing extensively because Jamison Williams is out this second half due to a targeting in the first half. .33 seconds left. Mechie up on top. Billingsley, who just caught that last pass 2 plays ago in the slot. Bryce Young in trouble again and gets hit as the ball goes harmlessly into the middle of the field.
Yeah, put a little pressure on him, but that time again able to get the ball away, save it for 3rd down. Sack here could be disaster.
Almost hit the umpire. You look behind Bryce Young with less than a half minute to go. Looking for Brooks in the corner. Got it! Touchdown, Alabama!
You got a guy down. You got a chance to win a football game. You make a simple mistake. You go out of bounds and give Alabama life, and they make you pay for it. Perfect throw. And remember when Nick Saban went over to the bench and said, somebody's got to come through? It was Ja'Cory Brooks.
Ja'Cory Brooks in the corner of the end zone. Will Reichert in for a point after. Plays being reviewed on that last catch.
I just think that's great coaching by Nick Saban. He walked over to everybody on the bench and said, who's going to come through?
28-yard touchdown if it stands on 3rd and 10.
Did he control it the whole way? Got it with his right foot. Comes down, has it in his left arm. When he gets up, he bobbles it. I think he controlled it. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you get up to hand it to the official at that.
Well, Calvin Johnson might argue with that.
Well,
that was a while ago.
Gene Steratore, what do you see, Gene?
He brought that Calvin Johnson statement up and gave me a nightmare real quick there, Brad. But in this situation, great reception by the receiver. As you mentioned, he's going to the ground. He must survive the ground. He definitely survives the ground. It's a great catch and a great play.
The ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Gave him just enough life. 40 seconds too much time, and it costs you a chance to win the game. Doesn't mean you're going to lose it, but it costs you a chance to win the game.
The extra point, all important for Will Reichert.
Oh, yeah.
He's 167 out of 169 extra points in his career. Burnett to hold. For the tie and possible overtime. Up and perfect.
And the switch to Major Tennyson as the holder on the field, too. So he bounces it outside. Remember, second down play. Right here, you get what you can, and then you get down. A little bit too late when he tries to get down. He can't. He backs out of bounds, stops the clock, and that allows enough time to run a calm minute 47 offense and allows you to throw the ball. When you only have, 50 seconds, you can't run a drive like that.
And a perfect throw from Bryce Young. Tied at 10.
Think about Auburn, 28-0 against Mississippi State, 14-0 against South Carolina, 10-0 here today.
Yep. And 85 Iron Bowls, and there's never been an overtime. We're maybe ready to see one. And Hunter's going to have to take a knee. Auburn will come out to the 25, and you would think they're not going to get too fancy.
I don't think they would. And in fact, if you're Alabama right now, you're liking your spot. Their quarterback is struggling. Yours is a Heisman candidate.
97-yard drive in 12 plays in a minute and 11 seconds for Bryce Young to get his first touchdown toss of the day and his 39th of the season. And now it's just going to be a knee for Auburn.
Yeah, I get a feeling the people that are booing this haven't been watching.
Yeah, that's for sure. So 5 fingers up, meaning let's take overtime because we played 4 quarters. You can just see the difference in the two quarterbacks. One that looks banged up, the other one clapping his hands because he just led the Tide down the field and threw this pass to tie up this game.
On a spooky Fansville by
Alex Moore, referee for the coin toss as we are headed to overtime. I thought he was ready to flip it. Not quite. Bryce Young having a moment in the corner of the end zone.
Gentlemen, welcome to extra periods. Alabama, it will be your call. This is tails. This is heads. Heads, tails. What is your call? Tails is the call. It is heads. Auburn, you've won the toss. Defense first. You want to go on defense first. You obviously want the ball. Which end do you want to play on? Go face that way. Auburn has won the toss and elected to go on defense first.
And Alabama will be moving right to left as we give you overtime rules. Place the ball on the 25. Each team keeps possession until scoring or failing to make a first down. Second overtime, you get down to basically 2-point conversions the rest of the way.
Yeah. And the big change is in the third overtime and beyond, it's just 2-point plays.
Just the 2-point conversion, right? 2-point plays, I should say.
So now remember that last drive, Auburn decided not to blitz. They went coverage with safeties. The safeties never really got involved. You're almost better off bringing them than having them standing there basically doing nothing 15 yards deep. Let's see if it changes here in overtime.
So Alabama's going the opposite direction of where they just got their one and only touchdown. Trey Sanders. Nope. Loss of a yard. Looked like he was going to pop it outside, and Marcus Harris wouldn't let him.
Yeah, those defensive tackles have been playing strong all day. Whether they've been penetrating and causing the bounce out or actually making the play like Marcus did right there.
Four receivers, Billingsley, the tight end in the slot. Young looks right, wanted to come back left, and now does, and he's got his man open, and it's Mechie out of bounds around the 12.
Wish I could explain to people how hard that is. You move up in the pocket. I mean, these are elite throws. These are the type of throws that the franchise quarterbacks make. Move up in the pocket on the run and deliver a strike. Not just a ball anywhere, but a strike.
13-yard pickup. Sanders down to the 7. Colby Wooden made the tackle.
Running to big number 73. Javion Cohen, number 70, does a good job. Seth McLaughlin in for Dalcourt, gets his man. Positive play.
Second down and 5. Sanders again. Trying to power for a yard. I don't think he's going to get one.
I'll tell you, Marcus Harris does a good job that time. Number 50, he made the tackle on the first play of overtime, and this time he fights through a double team and gets in there again. Gets the block, gets inside, bounces it by, and then cleaned up again by those linebackers. Penetration. Don't have to make the play. You just can't get blown off the ball.
The Tide can get a first down at the 3. Bryce Young down the middle, touchdown Alabama. Slade Bolden.
He's at the top of the bunch this time, Slade Bolden. He's right here. He fakes like he's going to go to the corner, and then he stops. Watch, you think he's going wide? Stops, gets it.
Stops and kneels and makes the grab.
Yep. He dropped one of those earlier when we were watching him. Remember early in the season?
Yep.
This time, nope, he ain't dropping that one.
Looked like Alabama was a man short on their extra point team. They are. Will Reichert is saying, get somebody out here, would you? I don't want to get this extra point blocked. And it's up and good. Alabama draws first blood in overtime on another touchdown pass, number 40 on the year.
And sneakily, Alabama's run up the plays. Alabama, remember, going hurry up through most of this game. They've run 85 plays. Auburn just 57. So that is a tired defense for Auburn. They just did that 2-minute drill right there. They have to come immediately back out. Now a rested Alabama defense goes out.
You don't mind if I Google that and say if sneakily is a word?
I don't know. In this place, it works.
So now it's Auburn's turn from the 25. Auburn needs a touchdown to extend it to a second period. Remember, T.J. Finley hobbling badly on a left ankle. Tank Bigsby out of the backfield. Finley points, looks, and comes over to his safety valve. Bigsby. Tank's going to go down
almost got face masked and goes down at the 22, and now a flag does fly in. I don't know if they call a face mask or not.
They got his helmet. They are going to call face mask. Do they actually get the face mask? Well, they got the ear hole. Yeah, that's for sure.
Second time we've seen an ear hole job today.
There is no foul for face mask.
I didn't think they got the face mask.
So it's a short gain of 3. Again, as long as you don't grab that cage, the orange part, if your finger goes in right there, that's really not a foul. Might take away your piano playing for a couple days, but
I didn't know. I actually thought if he got him in the ear hole like that, it was, but obviously it's not.
Now Finley is under center. Play fake. Quick throw out in the flat to Demetrius Robertson, and he tiptoes out of bounds.
I thought the ear hole and the face mask was the same, but we'll see.
Gene's with us.
Yes, it is, guys. Any opening, the helmet opening or face mask counts. I think they get fooled a little here with the white gloves and the white helmet, but we can clearly see a finger or two stuck into that opening, and that does count as a face mask, just like if it would be grabbed, the mask itself would be grabbed.
And obviously it's not reviewable. It's one of those plays that, you know, replay could have fixed it, but had no opportunity to fix it.
3rd down and 2. Kobe Hudson settles in on a slot to the right. Finley down the middle. He's got his man. It's Hudson, and he's down inside the 5.
So give this Auburn offensive line credit here, okay? A lot of pressure all game, stumped up front, but they allow Finley to step into this throw, and he gives the ball to Hudson accurately this time.
1st and goal. Auburn goes hurry up here. Give it off to Bigsby. Got maybe a yard before he stood up. So everybody catches their breath here for a second. 2nd down and goal for the Tigers.
So right now, if you're Mike Bobo, you're looking at your 2-point plays right here, because you'd like to save them because overtime means you may need them later, but you got to get there. So Mike Bobo's going, what do I got? And I look right now at my 2-point plays, the one that I've been practicing all week.
They got Pegues in there, much like last year, playing tight end.
There he is.
And this is going to be a loss back to the 6. And it's Byron Young again.
And he has had a good football game. There's Young, number right there. Watch him get inside, blows up inside, gets that penetration, and Young makes the play.
This changes up the offense now for Auburn. They have to come back with the wideout group because they're backed up to the 5 on 3rd and goal. They get the tight ends out of there. Alabama has a chance to change up their defense. 3rd down and goal. TJ Finley, empty backfield. 4 receivers to his right. Hunter in motion. Finley to the end zone. And he got it in there. Touchdown.
What a catch.
Landon King.
Number 4 tight end, a freshman, number 40, comes across, good coverage, one hand.
Wow.
Makes the play. In the slot on the play. Right side, there he is. Watch him come across. Good coverage, perfect throw, better catch. Perfect, better, all in one play.
Ben Patton in for the point after.
Remember, backup kicker.
Anders Carlson, the injury against Mississippi State has put it on this guy's left foot, and he drills it. Landon King's first touchdown reception. Extra point is good. Auburn has answered. Alabama and the Tigers tied at 17 in overtime. Well, we go into overtime number 2 as TJ Finley drills a pass to Landon King for the touchdown to even things off. Now we're into overtime number 2. As you look at the yellow graphic, you have to go for 2 if you score a touchdown.
One more time. Then when you get to the 3rd one, they put the ball down for 2-point plays. So how about that? Yes, we were kind of visiting about this. Ja'Cory Brooks, the freshman, makes the play. And then coming back the other direction, King, the freshman, makes a better one.
Might have been the best pass TJ Finley's thrown all day, too. He put it right where only his guy could get it.
I know. The Alabama defender goes, I can't cover him any better than that.
Now remember, it's Auburn's ball first to start their second overtime offensively at the 25 on the other end. Bo Nix, pressure's off him. Pressure's on this guy. And he's having a hard time just walking. Auburn from the 25 with Tank Bigsby behind TJ Finley.
It's been all toss from this formation when the quarterback goes under center. They got anything different?
Nope. Bigsby. He's going to get stretched out for only about a yard gain. Christian Harris ran him out. Turned into an anxiety-filled day for everybody in this stadium, no matter what color you're wearing. Never been in overtime in an Iron Bowl. We're in the second overtime right here. Second down and a long 9. Bigsby. Whoa, what cut down by Christian Harris.
Well, everybody talks about it. He's the most athletic of the linebackers, and this time he shows it. Anticipates the sweep, beats Brom to the spot, the center. Center's trying to pull around and get him. He beats him to the spot.
Now the drama's been taken away about whether or not there'd be a run coming up.
Well, now you even wonder, can they go field goal?
Third down and 13.
If they don't gain yards here.
We're not trying to shortchange their kicker. It's just that the guy they had was an all-conference performer. The guy that's kicking today is young and inexperienced. Finley from behind, got pressure, got hit, goes down. Daniel Wright with a sack.
That's again lack of experience. You hope your quarterback has that mental clock. Can't take a sack in that situation. Even puts more pressure on your kicker here. And from behind gets the sack from Daniel Wright. Got to get rid of that football, at least save those 3 or 4 yards.
Ben Patton, his longest field goal is 37 yards. This will be from 49. Made one earlier from 33. The biggest moment of his football life right here. Kick on the way. Kick is good. There's a flag.
Is this a leverage play? Somebody trying to jump? 5-yard penalty. They'll decline it if it's a 5-yarder.
Running into the kicker, defense. That penalty's declined. The field goal was good.
So running into the kicker after it was made. Remember, Anders Carlson, the kicker in 2019, made 4 field goals that day. The longest from 52, but his backup just be a big one right there, didn't he?
Boy, I guess. 49-yarder. They win this game, they'll be calling him George Patton instead of Ben Patton.
Well,
Alabama's chance is next.
Remember, it's been pressure that has worked for this Auburn defense. They brought extra people. They've been sitting back lately. What do? I got to come after him. Don't you have to come after? I'm putting pressure on him. I'm bringing one extra guy.
Trey Sanders with Bryce Young in the backfield. An Alabama touchdown wins it. A Reichert field goal extends it. Young fires near side. Oh, man, what a attempt by Mechie, but he can't hold on.
And that time, Auburn rushed 6. They brought the house that time. Laid out, couldn't control it.
Great effort, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Remember, Slade Bolden's the guy that got the first touchdown in overtime. Bryce Young going to throw it out in the flat to Mechie. Trying to keep his balance. He stretches it out, and he got it to about the 20, which will bring up 3rd down and 5. Second overtime. Auburn 20, Alabama 17. It is deafening in here. 3rd and 5. That's Billingsley in motion. Bryce Young throws quickly, throws incomplete. Mechie looking for a flag, doesn't get one from McCreary or the officials.
Here comes the field goal team.
Will Reichert comes out for Alabama.
Very aggressive series for Derek Mason and Auburn. Blitz came after him. Bryce Young got sped up a little bit, missed a couple throws.
Patton hit a huge field goal. Can Reichert answer from 38? He's 13 out of 17 on the year. And a timeout taken by Auburn. I guess to let Will Reichert think about it. Last year he was unbelievable. He didn't miss a field goal all year. His long this season is 51. His career long was against Georgia last year of 52. This one will be from 38 from the right hash to try to send us to a 3rd overtime. Reichert, kick on the way. It is good. We go to overtime number 3.
Now the change in the rules are coming up. 2-point plays are going.
We just keep moving you down the graphic on the left side of the screen. 3rd overtime and beyond. Each team attempts 2 points instead of a possession. The ball placed on the 3-yard line.
Yeah, the kickers can go in and grab a shower now.
Yeah, they did their job.
You got it.
Patton hit his 49-yarder. Reichert hit his 38-yarder. And now we go to the 3rd overtime. So your best 2-point plays come into play here. There was a 9 overtime game earlier this year with Illinois, and who did Illinois play in that one? Penn State, wasn't it?
Yeah, Penn State. Yep.
Well, they put this rule in recently because they didn't want that 7 overtime thing that we had where you play 150 plays because you're trying to score from the 25 every time. So they've come down to the situation where they don't want as many plays and as many opportunities for injuries. So 3-yard line is where we go now.
Yeah, and remember this Auburn defense has been out there 88 plays. So here's number 89. So do you attack him? I think I'm going at him. I think I want that ball out of Bryce Young's hand as fast as I can.
Mechie up top. And now comes in motion to the left where there's 3 receivers for Bryce Young if he throws that way.
Timeout, Auburn. Their first and only of this extra period. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So Ryan Arson and Derek Mason didn't like the looks how they had their defense set up, I guess.
Yeah, they were a little confused. One of the safeties had to move over and then the shift. So he took the timeout to be safe. But remember this, if something goes wrong and the play clock runs down on offense, Auburn cannot take a timeout.
That's right, they're out for this period. So they've had a chance to think it over, bring the right personnel or what they hope is the right personnel back on the field.
Jamison Williams, the big play threat, out since the first half due to a targeting call. His replacement, Brooks, has a touchdown. Bryce Young looking for one more touchdown. And Trey Sanders in the backfield with him. Again, Mechie's going to cross the field in motion. That sets up three receivers to Bryce Young's left. Goes that way on a quick slant. He's got it to Mechie for the two-pointer.
These bunch looks are so difficult to defend all the time. Three guys, and you're only trying to gain 3 yards. Mechie's going to go out and then back in. Comes out, gets the outside technique, and then he comes back inside of it. You almost knew they had exactly what they want because they came back to the same formation. This is our play, and we're sticking with it.
And it worked. So it's 22-20. And now it's Auburn's turn. Their approach might be a little bit different with Tank Bigsby.
Well, they got the same look. The bunch route.
Only to the right for them. Now they bring Johnson.
Going right back to it.
Hudson. Finley wants a throwback. Got it to Shanker. He's in.
It's almost a Lutchenkirchen play right there, isn't it?
It is.
Throwback to the tight end. Going right. Screen pass to the tight end. Only one chance, and he runs right through it.
22-22.
They saved that two-point play, didn't they, for this situation? Now they're going to walk all the way to the other side.
The long walk, 97 yards the other way for everybody. Fourth overtime upcoming. You think about all the 85 previous years and all the great moments. We talked about it about 4 hours ago, you and I, the top of the show, about the crazy things that have happened. And in all the games, never in overtime. This certainly didn't look like it was going to be a classic in the first half or even into the fourth quarter. Now here we are, fourth overtime.
And now the execution at the end of the game here. Those two-point plays were both executed perfectly. You know, if you don't do it right, the game's over. Basically, you're letting the other team just steal the game. Execution here. You got to do it. Practiced it. You know you've gone over these two-point plays, all year, end of the season, 50, 100 times for this situation right here.
Nick Saban has some final words for his defense. Brian Harsin for his offense. And here we go. Tigers will line it up at the 3-yard line.
Well, they've already used their best two-point play on the first one.
Well, I hope they got a second.
Yeah, what do they got for their number two-point play?
They got everybody kind of stacked in tight. Now they spread them out a little bit. Johnson in motion. They fake it to him. Finley pumps once, throws late, almost intercepted by McKinstry.
McKinstry gets in there, just stays all the way, trusts his position. He knows he's got him. He's on the back end of the play, follows him the whole way. Right there. There he is, following the whole way. Doesn't panic, turns around, finds the football, and makes the play. Ball's a little behind, maybe more than a little bit behind. Jackson had him by about 1.5 yards, wasn't there.
For a freshman, though, what a big moment.
Yes.
Big play. Now it's Alabama's chance to win.
It was a well-designed play, was not a good throw.
Christian Leary in the backfield.
with Bryce Young. Remember, they hooked up against Arkansas on a touchdown that basically won that game. Leary in motion. The throw goes the other way. Mechie's in. Alabama wins in 4 overtimes. The Crimson Tide pull it off in the 4th quarter and 4 extra sessions.
Ness, it's been a matchup all game, and Mechie runs a beautiful route. You can't do it any better than this. Watch this one-on-one route down here. You can't cover this. Patience, fake in. Got him. Thought he was going to run the slant, and he beats 23. They've been eye to eye all game.
2 all-conference performers the entire afternoon. Nick Saban's the winning coach again with Jamie.
Coach, we talked at halftime about how challenging this game was going for you guys. But in the end, how much pride do you have in the execution you just saw from your team?
I can't tell you. I can't put it into words. I mean, for the guys to keep fighting like they did and to have the 90-some-yard drive to tie the game up to get it in overtime. But I tell you what, the players, I'm so proud of the way they competed in the game and fought. We said that's what we wanted to do at halftime, and I couldn't be prouder of them. I mean, it was unbelievable.
You addressed your team several times during some very emotional moments during the game. What were you saying to them in those moments?
Well, I was really just trying to get our guys to just focus on executing. You know, I think they were a little bit out of sorts, and I could kind of see it in their eyes, so I just wanted them to go play. I told them to have fun at halftime. I said, just go have fun, man. Quit worrying about the result, and let's just go have fun.
At what point did that become fun for you?
When we caught the ball.
I'll let you go celebrate, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Bryce Young is standing right here, guys. Bryce, can I just check your pulse, man? Does that number ever change? I mean, this game, you were on the 2-yard line at the end of regulation. Honestly, what was that game like for you?
It was crazy. It was crazy. When when you're playing in the Iron Bowl, what else are you supposed to expect? But throughout all the ups and downs, even in that last drive, I have so much faith in my guys. My confidence never wavered. We've been working hard since the off season, and really, when we got the ball at 98, whatever it was, I was kind of happy about it. I knew it was going to be a great moment for us. I have all the faith in the world in my guys and the coaching staff, so I'm happy I was able to lean on them and we were able to come out successful.
What was the most challenging part of this day?
We definitely had some adversity that we had to hit, and I think the biggest thing was making sure that we were, that we combated it together. That was the biggest thing, was making sure that we were all on the same page, whether it's ups or downs. We had some issues offensively, but for us to come together and to really sort those things out together, that was the biggest thing for us.
Hey, go celebrate the first overtime Iron Bowl win ever.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think the pulse is any different than it was earlier. The first ever SEC overtime game was 25 years ago. Georgia beat Auburn in 4 overtimes. Mike Bobo was the winning quarterback. Today, in a 4 overtime thriller, Bryce Young, the winning quarterback over Mike Bobo, the offensive coordinator at Auburn.
Ness, what we'd love to do is watch great competition with consequences. And in this game, the consequences for Alabama were huge. But how about a salute to Auburn? 20-point underdogs, a rivalry game. They weren't going to hand it to them. It wasn't the season they wanted, but they wanted to finish it for Auburn win. What a great football game they played. Just a testament to college football and to Auburn football as well.
And to this particular rivalry, a great one in its 86th edition. Now it's time for the plays of the game, presented by Jersey Mike Subs. First of all, you've got to get the ball back to your offense if you're to have a chance. And the freshman defensive back did it with that play. McKinstry again followed his man all the way across the back of the end zone, knocked it down with the right hand. That gave the ball back to Bryce Young. And as they empty the backfield, he empties his hand, and John Mechie is on the other end. And that's how it ended in 4 overtimes in a thrilling Alabama come-from-behind win. 24-22. There's the alpha dog and the alpha puppy.
You got it. And both of them led their defense and offense. Bo Nix wishes he was out there, but proud of it. I'll tell you, you got to salute. Alabama is clutch. They proved it. They did it today.
They came from behind a win. They were number 3 in the college football rankings coming into this day. Who knows what will happen, because Ohio State lost today to Michigan, if you didn't hear. And Alabama in 4 overtimes, a win over Auburn. That sets up our matchup next week.
I'll be there.
I think I'll come with you. Georgia and Alabama next week in the SEC Championship. That's going to do it for us. It's been a long day. What a very fun day. For Gary, Jamie Erdahl, Gene Steratore, our entire CBS crew, Brad Nessler saying so long. Final score, Alabama 24, Auburn 22 in 4 overtimes. We'll get you back to Zook and the gang for the college football postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgage right after these messages. See you next week in Atlanta.